Here we are. Here we are. Mo is somebody that early on we like. He's been on the short list from the moment we started, and to be able to have him here with us, to me, is just an honor, brother. I'm so thankful, and I'm sure Matt feels the same way. And to know that this is a player that you truly are passionate about. This is what this is about. So feel free to geek out, nerd out. This is what this is for, right? I'm excited, man. I'm excited to learn. I got my pencil. I got my paper pad. I got my Beckham McDonald's cup too. I'm ready. I'm ready to roll. And like I said, appreciative. Want to welcome you to the PreMo podcast, episode 7, Golden Balls. And here we have Morgan. Welcome.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for being here. You know, it's seeing you in person, or sorta, and just so much IG chit chat, and now it's time to see each other's faces.
Right? Yes, and that's what we're here for. We're gonna talk about a player that, man, Mo, you have accumulated a ton of information. Me and Matt were talking about this. Matt, I mean, this guy is like the oracle of freaking so many sets and so many players and cards that it's just, yeah.
Well, especially in PreMo, like outside of like Al, and some of like the old timers where you just learn so much. Like I think I've learned more from Mo than just about anyone else, especially on his areas of expertise, which is Manchester United, PreMo, Beckham, Scholes. So yeah, super excited to have you on, Mo. Mo, why don't you introduce yourself and maybe talk about kind of your kind of like collecting background?
Sure. Well, my name is Morgan. I go by Mo Cardmania on IG, and I think I have like a very, very sort of typical kind of storyline as far as I was grew up, started collecting baseball, basketball. It's like the same story as everybody else, right?
We all have that story.
Yeah. No, like you're for sure, Matt. Like your last two Substack articles are like they're like peering into my soul, and as far as just they're like I'm like thinking what's going on here, like I got to stop thinking about this or something. Matt is just dialed into what's like my therapist or something here. So yeah, I mean, it was I grew up in Seattle, Washington. So and I was like kind of that when Ken Griffey Jr. kind of came in, I was like what was I, probably like 8, 9, 10 years old, right around there. So we were just like all about just like ripping those packs of tops and Fleer, I mean, all that stuff, the Bowman, and then obviously the upper deck, as we can kind of we'll sort of talk about in different directions. So so I mean, we were just it was like the baseball cards, it was like some basketball cards, of course, were kind of happening as well, and then so it was just kind of that normal transition of like there was once I kind of grew out of that a little bit, but the kind of card collecting was always sort of we kept a lot of it, so it's always kind of been around. And then obviously, you could kind of like fast forward to a couple of different moments, of course, having, I'm a pandemic kind of, as far as soccer cards, it's absolutely like, I was a real blank slate, as far as soccer cards before that, like, I just didn't know they existed. Like, I mean, like 100%.
I didn't really either.
Yeah. So, and then I think as far as like an origin story, maybe, and as far as like why Beckham, why this, why that, I think just like growing up, it's like we didn't have I played soccer like a lot and all that stuff, having fun as a kid and middle school and select teams and all this. So it was always like it was for recreation and fun, but we didn't have soccer on TV. It was just it just wasn't something that like. It just wasn't a part of the, it was baseball, it was basketball. We were watching, our just, good memories of my dad yelling at the Seahawks. I mean, they were terrible for a long time, so, a lot of good sport memories, but just never soccer on TV. But I think just like anecdotally, it's just going to be, the only, it's like World Cups, obviously, 98. I remember all that stuff. 2002, I remember, staying up late, watching like the Portugal game was a big thing. I think that was like, I remember being in college, staying up until like 1 a.m. or whenever that game started.
So
But yeah, but I think as far as, I always just kind of in the back of my mind, it's like I always knew about, Manchester United was like, that was like the only team I ever heard of. Even though I wasn't watching anything, still I like knew Manchester United was like the best team in the world, right? Well, whether they are or not, of course, you're going to start arguing with people, but it was like Manchester United, and I knew Beckham was like the superstar, right? I remember the commercials, so it's like, so there's just sort of like this like seed was planted that kind of like, I just sort of like Manchester United, that's the team, and Beckham's the superstar. And then one of the things I do remember is like in 2003, Manchester United went on like a world tour, and that's what, at least that's what I'm calling it, right? So they came to Seattle, and they played, it was Celtic, and so I think it was like we went to the game, and like I think unfortunately at that point Beckham he had just moved to Real Madrid, so that was like whatever you want to call it, a bummer. But at the time, so it's kind of like as far as sort of maybe some Inception level 3 dream planting kind of thing, like that's where just kind of fast forward to like pandemic times and all that stuff, and like everybody's watching YouTube videos and all this. It was like the sort of the seed was planted that it's Manchester United and it's Beckham. So that's kind of like where it all like fast forward, and then I just sort of like you guys probably soccer study was just that was the video, that was the guy, and just started kind of like it just started from there.
Yeah.
One question before we get into Beckham, Mo, when you got back in during COVID, have you thought about like what attracted you to soccer? Like why you kind of like were pulled in that direction? I know you have like the Manchester United background, but you could have got back into baseball, football. Like, do you have a sense of that?
I mean, I think it was just sort of like this. I didn't really. There was no way I was going to start collecting baseball or basketball. Really, I mean, I just wasn't like interested in it enough. Like as far as just like, I mean, baseball was like Ken Griffey Jr. But other than that, it's like I don't really care. I don't really it's baseball's like it's cool and all, but like I'm not really watching it. I'm not it's just sort of that like one of those childhood kind of things. Yeah. And then it was more like a Seattle Mariners thing. It's like they had some good teams back then, so just like there's the nostalgia of that. But I think soccer was just sort of like now I could start watching it. Like when I could go, like I mean, it's just never really watching like a lot of like Premier League games and all that stuff. Now it's like you're like, wow, you can like watch all this stuff. Whether it's the clips, whether it's like the matches. So that's where it was just sort of like, wow, now this stuff is accessible. Yeah. And then just sort of like the spark was the spark happened, and then the fire had kind of started at that point. So yeah. So I mean, then I think it's like I'm just sort of ingrained like why pre-modern and all that stuff. It's like I just appreciate I just enjoy watching all those like those like 1990s Manchester United games. All the stars, like I mean all the kind of the other people that I kind of collect sort of a little bit, but like I just remind like that those 1990s Premier League does remind me a lot in a ways of like 1990s basketball, which I watched a lot of. I mean just like I just appreciate or sort of enjoy how they were just this was like sort of it was combative. They didn't like each other. Like I like that. I kind of like some of the mean players. Like I get a kick out of it. So yeah. So that's where it's like there was just I never did like the modern stuff, or like I never got sucked into just the prospecting or anything really. And then of course like the vintage, just or whatever you want to consider when that starts. It just wasn't something that ever got me going. So it was just kind of like always that era, and then it's also it's like of course it's like it's very helpful that era is just it's stacked full of fun players, and I mean Manchester United was like that was like the team, they were just killing everybody sort of during that era. So it's like it's just easy to collect from that that time period.
And Mo, I gotta ask, at what point did you realize you were fully addicted? Like, and with bets, like, at what point was it a sleepless night that you went all night researching? Was it a package that you received with some, like, Shreddies stickers, or like what was it that let you know, okay, I may have an issue, as
Sure.
politically correct, but at what point, or was there a moment, a card coming in, a sticker that you found out about, like, what was it that made you say, oh man, I have issues, like, and it's about Beckham, like, this is all about him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna focus, hyper focus, start to reach. Like, at what point exactly did that occur?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just pretty much like from the get-go. I mean, I was trying to do a little bit of like, when did I find like the soccer study episodes? Like, I mean, I saw like when he started first coming out with videos, like just recently. I mean, I was like looking, I was like, was it 2020? Was it before that? So and I was sucking down all that as fast as I possibly could, right? And anything and everything, I was trying to just educate myself. I mean, I think that was like a big thing, was just like educating myself, and then it was just going on, any and every website to look at comps and all that stuff, or just not even comps, but just, what cards are out there. Cause it was like one of those things where it's like, Premier League stickers, I don't know what his rookie looks like, Premier Gold, I don't know what that card looked, like I just don't know any of this stuff. Right. So I would say like I started to see, maybe aspirationally, like some of these really big, like I remember his Premier Gold card back then, like the 96, 97, the iconic hands in the air, the midfield, goal, the whole thing, right? I mean, it's like I feel like it's like a cornerstone kind of anchor card for like a Beckham collector, right? Whether it's in a high grade, low grade, I mean, it's kind of like the card, in a way, it's kind of like the card, right? So I remember seeing that was like these just big prices. And I was just like, wow, I'll never be able to, I'll never buy that, because it was just like, I'm just, it was just like $10,000 or something at the time. There's a couple of these sales where you're just like, it's like, it ain't never going to happen. Right. So, but it was kind of like, there was this sort of, there was like an aspiration, right? To like, wow, that would be so amazing to have that card one day. And because it was a one day kind of thing, and also like one day in like a PSA 10, right? I mean, that's like, of course you could always just get it in a low grade, but I'm kind of probably, it's probably the American in me, whatever, the card snob or whatever you want to call it, like the big, some cards and some big, in some grades, it's fun to have like the big ones, right? Yeah. So at least for me, that's been kind of an important thing, or just sort of a focus, at times. I mean, of course, it just depends on, what it is. Certain cards, it's like chasing the big ones. Other cards, you just want a copy of. So
there was like those early days where like nobody knew anything, and like some of the, like, no one knew what to price stuff at. So you would see, like, I remember there was a raw Zidane rookie for like 50 grand on eBay, and it was just kind of sitting there. Like, there was just these wild, like, figuring stuff out. Like, we didn't know the pops. We didn't know how much of everything. And something that became pretty available, the iconic David Beckham, you could see some crazy prices early on for that guy.
Sure. Yeah. It's like one of those where it's like, it's like we're sort of like shooting ducks, it's like there's just like, we didn't know what we're doing, right? It's like, I was just going through my, my eBay search history, like when, and I'll bring it up, my first Beckham that I got, but like, you go into your eBay search history, all your purchases that first 6 months, and it's just a graveyard of bad decisions.
Some good ones.
Yeah, it's like, you try to a lot are survivable.
Last week for me.
I hear you on that one too. It's yeah, you look at my card hobby, search history or whatever. You're like, why did I buy that? Why did I, and then you're like, okay, well, let's see what happens. So, but yeah, so that's kind of how it, kind of like just sort of that how that kind of went down.
Before we get into show and tell, Mo, and you've got some amazing stuff to show, Is there anything about Beckham's catalog that you think is like uniquely cool, like stuff you like about it? Maybe like the range, like the available sets, like anything high level you want to share about what's available for Beckham?
Yeah, I mean it's a great question. I think like he has in a way like a lot of similarities, to like, I mean, Dan's video and Noah's video, where there's just like, he sort of spans a lot of different sets. He has a lot of different teams, a lot of different, so there's like so many directions. I mean, that's like a challenging thing about Beckham is like there's a lot of different directions to go into, like are you doing his Manchester United days, right? So you're like, are you Premier League stickers? Are you are you doing like the Premier Gold stuff, which is awesome, which I'm doing, right? And then it's like, okay, how about all that stuff? What about Futera, right? And I mean, and I'm like, I'm probably like sick in my head with all the Futera stuff, right? So I mean, there's so much like Futera stuff you can start buying, right? And then it's like, okay, what about once he goes to Real Madrid, and you're like, now you're all in the Spanish sets, the Mundi Chromo, the Mega Crocs, do you want to do that, right? I think you kind of have, if you got to pick and choose, and then of course, if you want to go for like, sort of trophy hunting, then it's, of course, it's going to be the upper deck stuff, right? As far as like the autos, you can just, it's just like, I mean, I love the autos, and we'll definitely go into it. It's a big part of like, kind of like my collection. And then it's like Beckham has a great, kind of like the Beckham has, like, I kind of put it, the superstar, like he's in so many like one-offs, the Adidas, the Coca-Cola, the Pepsi, just sort of like all that stuff. I mean, he was getting thrown into all that stuff because he was so popular, just from like so it's kind of like, okay, so it's like a good thing and a bad thing with Beckham, right? Good thing because you can like get a lot of stuff, there's like so many ways to go, and then bad is just sort of like, how do you, what's the focus, right? What's you can't just and we're not even talking like post playing days, right? I mean, it's like there's so much. I mean, he's getting plastered into everything, right? And you could just go, like the rabbit hole is, it's endless, right? So I think that's like, yeah, the blessing and the curse of Beckham is he has so much stuff, but then it's like sort of like, okay, and it's an evolution, right? Sort of, as far as the collection, like where do you start and stop? What do you want to focus on? And for me, that's like definitely been a process, right? I mean, I think for sure I have some sort of lanes that I certain sets that I'm just kind of going for, but I still get distracted, right? It's like kind of one of the things that, as far as my collection, where it's like, of course I say Beckham and Scholes is my PC guys, which is 100%. But then it's like, okay, where's all this other stuff coming from? I post all these other things, and it's kind of like, as I kind of, the fun way to put it, it's like these side quests.
Yeah.
But I think another way is like also sort of getting sidetracked, at times, so there's always that, right? So it's, it's like, you guys are like, okay, what about, you start buying these things and you're just like, okay, well, how does this sort of fit? Like, what am I trying to do, right? And so it's always something that's going on.
And at what point did you get his sticker? How early on did you figure out, okay, what was his first release? What issue? I have to get that one. Us Americans, we love rookies.
Love those rookies.
Yeah, rookies. What was it? At what point in this path did you get his rookie?
So it was right from the start. So I think I sent it to you guys that so the first Beckham whatever you want to call it, sticker card that I bought was his rookie. So July 26th, 2021. This is like when PWCC was on eBay. And so this was it. This was the first one. This was like the first Beckham that I ever bought. Just sort of jumping into the deep end of the pool right from the get-go, kind of something I'm, good or bad. It's kind of what I do. Is if you're just gonna, kind of it's funny. Go big or go home. And I definitely did it that way. So there you go. I mean, that was the first one. I mean, it was,
and it's like perfect. His smile, his grin, his hair. like his head, the grass, the collar, like it's like a perfect. He's just a Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan type of like,
Sure.
handsome. Like he's just smooth, man. He just looks like a smooth chap. But yeah, this to me is iconic. I think for me, I knew I needed a couple of his things, kind of like with Skulls, where I just knew that I wanted something. I didn't know exactly what. And early on, with this pop, it wasn't that like it was pretty low early on during like the COVID era. It didn't really, I guess, like pick up till I want to say the last couple years maybe. Or how do you see that going on?
Yeah, I mean, when I bought this, I had maybe I checked the PSA, pop report, but I didn't, it was just sort of like I didn't know what was going on, right? Yeah, it was just more like, wow, I want a Beckham rookie, and this sort of seemed like this was the Beckham rookie, and just sort of, you got to do it, right? That was probably my rationale at the time, was I just wanted it, and but yeah, I mean, I would say a big kind of part. I mean, pop reports and education and all that stuff, and trying to get an idea like what's what. I mean, it's a big thing, right? I mean, it's kind of like you sort of try to gather all this information, and then there's the whole like pre-modern, and I definitely agree with it in a lot of ways. Like pre-modern pop reports, you got to be careful, right? Just because as time goes on, you just sort of you can kind of get snake bit a little bit on if there's if there's a find or things like this happen, right? So it's like if you go all in on some sticker or card, and then all of a sudden the pop just like quadruples or 10 times or whatever it's if you actually want to sell, I mean, it's probably not gonna work out great. But I mean, so for the pop report for the Beckham, I was doing a little bit of kind of research on it. So I mean, I think in total the pop on his rookie, at least like in a PSA 10, if you want to go to the next actually you don't have to go to it yet, but he kind of had a moment where it was, I mean, the pop in a PSA 10, I mean, it's easy to find that rookie sticker, right? Yeah. I mean, you could go on eBay now and just like, you could easily find them raw, you could, all that stuff. Yeah. So it's a very easy card or sticker to find. It's just, it's condition sensitive, right? So, very condition sensitive to get in a 10. Yeah. 9 probably, I mean, 9 is still probably going to be very hard. I mean, it's not like I never really searched that sticker out to grade myself raw. And then, because it was just sort of like, I just feel by the time it got to my fingers, it's been picked over a few times. And, there's just, whether it's like, I mean, those stickers just so easy to, crease and dent and corners. And that's even if you get one that's like nicely centered, which is very hard. Those whatever printing press, the Merlin was using at the time. I mean, they didn't, whatever, right?
Dude, the centering was a disaster on those. Maybe the year before was even worse, but I think that's the biggest thing, is like a lot of those are just like completely messed up from a centering perspective.
Yeah. I mean, the year before, of course, we're all, it's the Skolzy,
yes.
Rookie sticker, which, I've, I'm, neck deep on that one too. But for sure, that one's even. There's different. Yeah, it's even worse. I think that one. What's interesting is if you look at like just not just the skulls, but like every sticker in the whole set. It's like I don't know what it is, but it's like there's going to be very few PSA 10s.
Yes.
So, and of course, you could say, well, who else are people grading from that year before set? Is it
True?
Is it Cantona? Maybe they're just not grading enough. But even then, it's like when you just sort of see that there's just no PSA 10s across the board. And then just if anybody doesn't know, PSA 9 is like the highest grade for skulls the year before. There's just one of them. So and I have it. That was as you guys are keeping them on speed dial. I was lucky to get that one from Panini Vibes. So
Leo, come on, hit me up.
He strikes again. He strikes again. So
well, the other thing that we take for granted, it's in the back of our minds, but like people opening those Merlin's packs, we're not treating them like they were going to get rich like junk wax American kids were. Like they were putting them in albums, they were trading them. So just like the amount that survived in high quality is going to be just a little bit lower than mass produced stuff over here.
Sure. No, I definitely agree. I mean, you just sort of talk, like talk being like, when I talk to the UK guys, about these things, I mean, they're just collecting, right? It was just totally like they were just buying, whatever. I mean, it was just sort of like they were probably just like, it's going into the albums. It was meant for fun. It wasn't meant to like, let me buy these and put them in top loaders or binders like we were doing.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's that one, and that one as far as grading is it's not, I mean, it's not easy, right? So that PSA 9 was like, that was like, I mean, of course I just wanted it, but that was, even at that time, I don't even think too many PSA 10s were coming on the market. Even if I wanted a PSA 10, it wasn't like, it wasn't easy to find or easy to get. I mean, they trickled on the market, but it wasn't like an easy one where, like every other
took a while, man. It took
PWCC auction, you could just pick one. It was, you kind of had to have your eye out for it.
Yep.
All right. And now on this next one, I to me, this is the Xavi 98 Panini football. This like next one, right? Like it's so beautiful. It has black on like the border. I think it's one that just, man, it's just, yeah, it's sexy.
LCD
man.
set.
It's sexy to me. I think on this one there's no 10s, right?
Yeah, no 10s on this. Yeah, if you can kind of see on that, I took a little screenshot of the PSA pop report from just a few days ago. So yeah, so no 10s. I think when yeah, I mean, that card is going to be, it's going to be hard in a 10. I mean, it's just like, yeah, I mean, the borders, corners, are just going to be, a nightmare.
Difficult. Yeah,
and then and that's just like assuming, I mean, centering on that, of course, it's like you can like look top to bottom. Some of these cards, sometimes I can't tell, like what's like a 9 or a 10 on center. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's but yeah, I mean, this one, back corners, back edges, all that black, all that red.
It's like a beautiful image. It's perfect, man. I
like this set. Do you know much about, like, this was a one-off, right, Morgan? Like they only did this one time, and is it licensed?
I don't think so. I think that's kind of one of the like one of the things about it, right? I don't think it's like, but then it's like, I look at, you look at the picture and everything. I mean, you're getting kind of, like the greatest hits. I mean, as far as, just like the Manchester United emblem. I mean, of course, like that era, the Sharp, uniforms kits are like, they're great, right? So, I mean, that's just kind of like, in my mind, at least, Sharp is like, like the best.
That's the iconic kit. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, so as far as like card, you could kind of talk about like, for me, for the rookies, of course, wanted all the rookies, right? That was like, let's knock out all the rookies as fast as I can, right? That's kind of my impatience, whatever you want to call it.
Get in and quickly strike.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
Yeah. It's good or bad, right? I mean, it kind of, sometimes it serves you well, other times, it doesn't. But yeah, I mean, it was, so this would be like, in my mind, his kind of like, I mean, I kind of have it like, that 95, 96 season is like, so as far as like a rookie card, this is kind of like, I kind of put it in the way I think of it as like the rookie card.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I get it. The 96, 97, the Premier Gold. I mean, it's like, of course, it's an iconic card. It's, way more visible, than this one. But this one was very important to me,
this was,
to get a copy and then, and then get the as good as I can. So in this one, like I was kind of, just recently looking at pop reports. I mean, again, of course, all these things are, always moving and all this, but I didn't know this one was like graded so much. I mean, 178 copies is like, is that what it says? I mean, that seems kind of like kind of like a lot, in general, but again, just a hard one. I mean, you can kind of see where most of the grades are, 7s, 8s, looks like that's where most, what is it? 6, 7s and 8s, and that makes sense. This is probably one of those, go look for a raw copy and 6, 7s, and 8s. Like if you got an 8, I'd be like thumbs up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, so
Now, Mo, was this one released before the sticker, or do you have dates on the actual release, like the day that these came out, the day that the like sticker came out, or is that still up in the air on everything
You know,
across the pond?
that's about like a hole in my knowledge base. I know that like yeah. So as far as like the dates on what predates what, you know, that's just like maybe I think there's some information out there. I know that there's I mean one kind of rookie material that I don't have. There's like a Match magazine sticker that I know. Like I think Holt Cards has one. I'm probably leaving out some other people who have it, but you know that one I do remember. Like there's like when that magazine came out. There's like a specific date. So if it's like, you know, if somebody's doing the deep dive on like what is like the absolute first one, you know, like you know, when in '95 or whenever it is. I think there's some deep diving that can be done. I'm not that I discount it or anything, but I'm not like, it's all kind of like once I sort of see the year, I'm kind of satisfied enough with you know, one's more, I don't want to say one's more important than the other. But
yeah,
I just,
it's from that year.
I'm kind of the same way. It's like if it's in the ballpark, I'm good and it's important.
Now, do you want me to go to the next one, next slide, or do you?
Yeah, go for it.
Now, this one is this is the one that y'all were talking about, where it's like a iconic from. This is the one where he hit the goal from like the midline, right? From
he hit the goal. I think it was versus Wimbledon, and you know, it's like I think the first game of the season. You know, and he talks about it. You know, he talks about it a lot. It's a fun one to, you know, of course, watch, and you know, just sort of like this was the one where put him on the map as far as, you know, like the superstar, and people were kind of like, you know, this guy, you know, he kind of has like some balls to pull it off, right? Because he's gonna get his ass chewed out, I think, pretty bad if he, you know, if you know, it didn't go in. But you know, I think that's just kind of a part of it. Like he took it, you know, and it went in, and you know, that's kind of like a little bit of his, you know, his sort of fandom, you know, kind of sort of started there.
Yeah, no, that's. I don't have this one. I need it. Yeah, I love how it looks. I love the gold on it. I think, yeah, it's just an iconic card, man. Second year is just everything about it, man. No border. You can see the goals, like, man, just everything in the background, the crowd, the field. It's perfect, man. It's perfect.
I think it's one of the most iconic pre-modern cards, period. Like, I think it's on that level, and I know there's a lot of them, and they found like that stash in Thailand and all that stuff. But it's like, I do think if you're a Beckham collector, you got to have one of these bad boys in a high grade. Like this is just, it's a beautiful card.
Definitely on my list. Leo, if you're taking note.
Yeah, I mean, this one is, I mean, I've, you know, like I said beforehand, this was kind of like the aspirational Mount Everest as far as like, you know, kind of cards at the beginning, you know, as, I mean, it was like, you know, completely out of like a price range, you know, and, I mean, you know, I think it was just sort of like probably like so many other cards at the time. And, you know, I mean, just like the market, right? There was like these just super high sales that, you know, you're just sort of like, I can't do it.
I have to say, and I have to confess on here, I almost been this like 3 or 4 times on separate occasions. I don't even know the prices because Champ doesn't look at prices, right? But oh my God, I remember on some nights, I'm talking about in the cart, ready to roll, like just no freaking love lost. And then I would hesitate. I'd be like, nah, man, I gotta wait. But yeah, I completely feel you on that. Like when to me, this was his rookie. Like this was the one when Champ didn't know anything. I was like, that's the rookie card. I had it on the list, and I swear to you, I had it. It was so close. I'm glad I didn't get it then. And so it's definitely one that I truly also have to get in a high grade. But it's everything about it. Now I got to ask about the one I have, the Shreddies. Now, that to me, I think when I looked at everything, that's the one that I picked as the one that I wanted as my first Beckham rookie. Why? I don't know. I just thought it was cool. Like it came in a freaking actual cereal box. You're talking about it's packaged with some hard ass sugar, right? Some cereal. It gets pulled out, ripped open by usually kids or moms, right? Probably damaged getting ripped open, probably stuck on albums, stuck on cereal boxes. And immediately I was like, that's the one that I like honed in on. Explain to me about that release, because honestly, I never went into it as far as like the release, how long it was on the shelves, what company, like what this, when was it dropped off at the supermarket? Like, tell me about that, because I know that those are not easy to find, and if you find them, they're like they're not in great shape. So break that down for me, man, because that one to me is like, oh man.
Yeah, I mean, no, so as part of, so the rookie sticker, so he has a 95-96, right, which is like the one that not the card that we just saw, but the rookie sticker is, he has like the base, and then they came out with like the Shreddies. So it was the stickers were coming in these like little clear cellophane packs,
Yeah.
and that, I mean, I don't know exactly, like. Yeah, so that was like, yeah, so basically that was it. So
that's crazy.
So the Shreddies, I mean, as part of kind of my, kind of evolution or whatever you want to call it, exactly, the cereal stickers, for the Premier League cereal stickers or snack related stickers or whatever you want to call it, all that kind of stuff, was an important part of, like, I wanted to track them down, right? And then so of course the Shreddies was the first one. Now, the Shreddies, what I think is important about the Shreddies is, it kind of counter punches the argument of rarity. Like the rookie sticker, you can find that all day long, every day, and there's no arguing about it, right? Yeah. Now, of course, the high grade, search is going to be a completely different argument, and that's a different type of like a different type of hunt. But the Shreddies, I think the pop report on that, if you want to scroll a little bit to, I have the sticker, the first one, so the 95-96, I have that one in a PSA 8, and there's, from my understanding, there's 2 8s. There's wow.
Dude, look at those numbers.
So there's about, I think has it hit 30? Let me see.
27?
No.
27. And so
Matt, Scholesy is a pop 1, I think.
Oh my God.
A pop 1.
So Scholesy is a pop 1, and
Oh my God. Don't turn this into a Skulls show off. I'm gonna get pissed.
It's the second episode.
Yeah, so this is,
oh man,
the Skulls is a pop 1, and I mean,
Morgan, can you promise if another one comes out, you will stand down?
He said stand down.
Of course not. First one. You're gonna have to go to, you're gonna have to go to war. I mean, I don't know what to tell you here. So no, I mean, there's a couple of raw ones. I have a raw one flown. I just flown out. And I know Joe Diva Sports Cards. He's him and James at Stretford End Cards, no particular order, but they're like my go-to collecting buddies in the UK. I'm like always just asking them probably like the stupidest questions, like about things, and they're probably thinking, man, this guy, he does not stop asking these stupid American questions, right? But it's like. You gotta beat those two, to the punch, on these before we even have a chance. Let alone who everybody else is looking for these Shreddies cards. So
yep,
it's a lot of crap.
Yeah, I mean, man. So it's like you could kind of, the pop on that is like 27, and it's I just kind of feel like that one's gonna stand the test of time. Yeah. I mean, it's mine
right here.
Yeah, it's nice.
What grade?
So you have a Shreddies too? Is that Shreddies or?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think like, depending on what people want to do as far as collecting, I mean, if you're kind of worried about pop reports, I mean, I think like a nice looking Shreddies Beckham is like, you're not going to be into it for like a ton. Which I think is always kind of like, if it's like a side kind of quest or a side piece, like I get it. You don't want to like just go so deep into it, right, from the get-go. But yeah, that Shreddies is a tough one, right? I mean, you may see a few floating around raw, but and who knows? I mean, PSA Europe, I think, is going to open up soon. Who knows if somebody's sitting on some awesome, but I don't know. I've been collecting for 5 years, and I'm very impatient, but at the same time, very like looking at, you look at the pop reports, see kind of what hits the market. It kind of feels like, in my opinion, like so many of probably the good copies have, people are looking for those, right? I mean, you'll see those stickers for sale. People are trying to find, the best Merlin stickers, right? So have they been picked over already? All the good stuff. I mean, maybe there's some gems out there, but the Shreddies is like, to me, the Shreddies is a great one. You have rarity definitely on your side, and then if you're going for the big grades, or for me, like a PSA 8 is like that's like a big grade, right? So
that's a beautiful copy. Like mine, I had to jump on it because like I knew, like when I saw like this one, it's a PSA 5, but it's centered nice, even on like the side. It may be a little like top heavy, like white, right? But it's a nice copy, and I jumped at it, a new slab. You know me, I don't even know what I paid for it, but I just wanted a good copy. But this was the one that I chose, and like what you said, I think it's crazy, and I mean, I'm sure there will be more, but I don't think it's gonna be that many more that are gonna be in high grade or a decent, man. I think these are gonna be a very tough one.
Yeah. I mean, just the nature of how they came. It's like, are people just sitting on like? I'm trying to remember. I don't think I see too many of those packs for sale. It's not a pack. I mean, it's like a cellophane, literally. And then the thing is about it, it's like a clear plastic. So you're gonna see and there's maybe 5 stickers in there. I don't know exactly.
I was gonna ask, it feels like a handful,
the front and the back.
Yeah.
So what? Somebody's gonna see the Beckham on the front, and they're gonna sell it to. They're gonna put that on. Yeah, they're gonna sell it to us. Like it ain't. So right. I mean, come on now, right? Like So yeah, then let alone like all the other side players that I've kind of of course the Skulls, Canton, Keen. Those are like my my other ones that I'm looking out for. Whatever it is, I don't know if just people just didn't keep them, but those are just like way harder to find, right? Like when I've come across like the Skulls, like when it's been like it's like Shangri-La or something. Like you're just like, oh my, I couldn't be like any more excited, right? I was like, oh, like click, or message the seller, like try not to sound so desperate, but what can we do to make this happen, right? You got a Skulls, what is it, and you're just like. Just trying to keep a poker face, but whatever, one of those things where it's just like so excited because you just don't, for me at least, it's very hard to find, right? And it's been an important sticker,
Yeah.
And now this next one, this was one that I also early on had on my list. At the time, honestly, I didn't know that it was, I guess, this rare. I just knew that it was the one I wanted, right? Being the good old, what's the word, like second year sticker and whatnot. But this one right here, man.
Yeah, so now we're like, so the 96, 97, the Kellogg's, I think this is like Kellogg's, but Kellogg's Strike, to be like whatever you want to call it, as specific as possible. And, who has, I think it's James, is it My Sports Compendium?
Yeah,
I mean, just awesome content. He has a couple. He did like a fun. I think it's like a Shreddies and Kellogg's Strike, like a little like short video or something about it that you can. I mean, I found it on YouTube, but so Kellogg's Strike was 96, 97. So this one, This one is yeah, I mean, very low pop on this, right? You know, you can just kind of see like, you know, pop report is whatever it is it 8 or something like that? And then, you know, the highest grade is a 5.
Wow.
So yeah, I found, so, you know, the thing with this one to me is I think it's genuinely pretty rare. But this one flies under the radar a little bit because you don't have like, it doesn't say like Kellogg's on the back, right? Like the Shreddies is like, you know, I mean, you see that one instantly, right? I mean, there's, even if, I mean, of course you got to have some knowledge base, but you know, the Shreddies is like, just hits you in the, you know, punches you in the face. You see the Shreddies instantly. This one, the difference is you see that like you know, like the Premier League lion at the bottom, and then you see that CE kind of under the 290, the CE back. Those are like the two like that's what it is. That's the Kellogg's, like that's what's making this the Kellogg's sticker.
Wow.
Versus in that kind of that sort of box at the bottom, I think they'd have like some type of write up or something like that. So this one is like, I mean, people I don't think know they have it sometimes on eBay. So you know, it's definitely like a hunt. But you know, I know you can find this one. There was like one I was looking on eBay recently where I was eyeballing it, like what is, you know, is what's wrong? You know, like, is that, I'm just like thinking, what's this gonna grade, right? Can I upgrade? Because because a 5 is like, so that, yeah, that's the one. So that's my, you know, 5. You know, and it's always fun to like, you know, I'm kind of like an upgrade person, you know, like where I'll get something like this, and then, you know, of course, if a better grade came along, I mean, you know, if it was like a well-centered, yeah. So you got those two, yeah.
Damn, champ.
The 3 looks better than the 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been able to track down. I mean, you can find this one. I feel like, you know, if somebody wants to look for it, you can kind of find it on eBay, and like a raw copies, you know, and a couple do come up for sale. Like on, you know, you'll see a few trickle every once in a while. Like I'd say every once in a while, like on a, you know, like a PWCC auction or something like this,
you'll see a random one.
You'll see them, you know. But I mean, so one of the things after you know, kind of the rookie search was sort of done, you know, like in my mind, I kind of knocked out the rookies, was the cereal stickers, right? The cereal / like sort of snack, you know, whatever you want to call it, stickers, right? So that was like high on my priority list, like right from the start. And I mean, to me, it's fun because at that time, you know, there isn't, this is, you know, it's like, it's a hunt, you know, and I'd say that's like a big part of kind of like my collecting mindset or mentality is I really enjoy, like, you know, I enjoy finding this stuff. I enjoy, you know, upgrading this stuff. You know, it's just like, it's, yeah. So as far as kind of like, you know, one of Matt's, you know, kind of soul searching articles on his Substack, trying to find out my secrets, you know, it's, you know, just sort of like, why are you doing what you're doing? Right. And I think like the hunt is important. You know, it's just like I just enjoy it a lot. So, and these cereal stickers is like a great, I think like a great outlet for that. You know, like I think they're important to like Beckham's, you know, sort of whatever you want to call it, like his catalog, his, you know, just kind of like his, you know, the history of his cards. I mean, they're all stickers, but I think, you know, and then I can just imagine being, you know, growing up in the UK or this or that, you know, like I would have been harassing my parents to buy me a, you know, a box of this stuff, you know, and they probably would have said
all the time,
you didn't finish the last box, you just open it up and, you know, or, you know, all that stuff. Right. So I can imagine me and my brother would have just been like, you know, we would have been all over it. Like, you know, you telling me that there's like, I remember Ken Griffey Jr. had these like cards and these like was it Mother's Day cookies or some maybe, I don't know if it was a local thing, but you know, it was one of those like things that are just sort of like
oddballs, man. It was oddball.
We would have all been about it, right? So yeah, so like the next slide is the 97, 98. Now this one is probably like aesthetically is probably like my favorite out of all of them.
This one right here, right? Yes.
Yeah, so
I think this one is probably like, man, visually, like eye appeal on this is sick, man.
It's crazy.
Oh my god.
So this one has the eye appeal. I mean, what I like about it is like, like the first 2 years, the 95, 96, 96, 97, it's just sort of like the standard, like the front of the sticker is just sort of like exactly the same as the base. And then they just sort of like completely, threw you like this awesome, like, it's like, where did this design come from? Like, we're like you can kind of see it has the Manchester United emblems on there. I mean, so it's just like a great looking sticker. So this was like, so it's like the Lego. So in the middle of the album, they had, I think, like a part of the album, they had like one of the pages, and I think I have that for you. I think it's in there, one of the slides maybe. They had like a Lego Dream Team kind of like page, and you could send in so like I think there was like 11 players, and I think you could send it in, like, so you'd send in the base sticker. I don't know if you had to send in all 11 at once, but you would send it in, and then they would send you I guess Merlin would send you this like kind of whatever, not like a team set, but kind of a team set back, right?
Wow.
So again, so not pack pulled, right? It's kind of like redemption-y, right?
Yeah. But that's sick, bro.
So they had the, you had the poster, right? And which obviously would have been like, so you'll definitely see some of those posters for sale, right? So you got to think like some of these just, I mean, why wouldn't they have, right? Like just, you get it back and they went on the poster, and then, it is what it is, right? It's it's about the fun of it, not, again, putting it in a top loader for me to buy, whatever, 20 years later, right? So so that one, I think, what's interesting about this one is this year is kind of like the only one where you have high grades. I mean, the Shreddies has a couple of 9s, but this one you'll start to see some high grades. And I mean, I guess my 2 cents is, it's just like the first year where it was, because it was a redemption, right?
You valued it.
Yeah, it was. So you have one PSA, just a single PSA 10 on that one that Joe Davis Sports Cards has, and I talk to him all the time. I'm always harassing him about it. If he, if he tires of staring at that 10, he knows he can. There's an open invitation to
always think of you
to punch me in the face, right? Think of a number, punch me in the face. Do what we got to do. I mean, yeah, but I'm very happy. I mean, obviously a 9. I mean, it looks so good, and it's totally happy. It's just, I mean, obviously it's true. I of course I'd like 10, but it's one of those where kind of a halfway joke, halfway serious, right? But yeah, that's a great one. I mean, it's I think visually that one to me is kind of like you see all 9 times out of 10. I feel like the scans that when it goes for auction or for sale, whatever it is, doesn't do it much justice, right? So I think it's one of those where it's like there's always, and I probably say it so much in any of my posts. I have the same 5 sentences I describe these cards or stickers with, but it's like an in hand kind of thing where when somebody has that in hand, it's like they're like, wow, this is great, right? I mean, it's and rightfully so. And I mean, just like the pictures, yeah. So the one on the right is you can see it just, I mean, you can kind of tell something's going on, but come on, you can't really see.
Doesn't do it justice.
Colors that
yeah. But that's a great one. I mean, I think that's my favorite of the run that I put together visually, just because, I mean, I'm a shiny, I'm like a shiny, get distracted by, shiny things, gold, silver, all that stuff. And that one for sure is like a standout when it comes to whatever you call that finish or whatever they were doing, to that one.
I love the story behind that one, Mo, and also like, isn't that around the time when Merlin started experimenting with like the shiny foil? Like that's kind of the time where you started to first see some of those things, some of those attributes in like the cards.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, there's like they started doing kind of like some of the glitter stuff, and I think like you know, I don't have like a super, you know, like if you go to like yeah, even the Calcio stickers, or if you start to go to any of the Italian stuff where, you know, were they sharing like, you know, whatever it was, right? It was like, yeah, the glitter cards, the not cards, but the glitter stock on the stickers. It definitely was kind of like, I mean, I don't know if that one's like the earliest one they have, but yeah, you start to sort of see that. And of course, like being like the, you know, shinier the better, foily, you know,
Holograms.
and like I'm all about it. It's like it's definitely a theme. You know, it's like almost like, you know, like, ooh, what's that shiny one? Let's take a look, right? So
no,
so
that
next
was
up,
amazing, man.
so next up is the so 98, 99. So it's like the Ty-Phoo T. So I think you had to.
I've never seen this.
What I like about this one is it's like, okay, so you know, this is it's the black kit, right?
Yeah.
You know, like I mean that's what you don't, he doesn't have too many Merlin stickers, I think, across the board. You know, in a black kit, you know, in the black uniform. And so I think just visually, I always like that one. I think it just like, you know, black on black.
Beautiful,
it just looks like, you know, and this was, you know, this was United at its peak. You know, so, you know, I think just there's, you know, that year with the treble and everything, you know, it's just like an awesome sticker. So yeah, again, my understanding is in that one slide, there's like a little sort of picture, like I think like it came in like boxes. I mean, I don't know if it's like, you know, and some of this stuff is like, I don't know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, you know, some of these things, like the UK guys, just feel free to like, you know, fact check me, rip me limb from limb. I'm sure there's like, you know, like just go for it. Like I know that like a lot of these things I just don't know, like just some of these details, but like you see that like that box. Basically it says it came in like, again, these packs, you know, inside like a box of tea bags or something. I think Ty-Phoo tea is like a big brand, UK brand, but
nice.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think that one's like particularly hard to find. It's not like that 97, 98 where, you know, just good luck, you know, people, you know, but again, it was important for me to get this. You know, it was like a must have, you know, as far as just, you know, part of the search.
No, that one's dope right there. That one looks nice, and yeah, once it's like an oddball item, man, those are the best items, man. This next one, this set, I think, man, it's beautiful. His image, he looks like he could be on Baywatch. I don't know, man.
Sure.
Yeah,
you're right. It looks like who was that guy? David
Hasselhoff?
Hasselhoff or Harvey or something.
Oh, the other guy. Right.
Yeah. That's another. We know what Champ's thinking about here, you know. So, all right, so I definitely gotta lead with this. This is like hands down one of Beckham's, like without a doubt, hardest to find, like for Premier League stickers, like absolutely like one of the hardest to find, right? So this one was almost like a okay, maybe it's a little bit too, you know, it sounds like an exaggeration, but almost like a mythical sticker, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So this one, so Petite Felis Frubes, probably butchering that, but like just like think of it, you know, the American is like a yogurt, yogurt. I think it was like it came in these maybe boxes of I think it was like a tube of yogurt, you know, like in a box, right? Like Yoplait yogurts that, like, you know, give your kids on like a snack or something. I think that's how it came. And this one is just it's one of those where you kind of knew it existed, but just never saw a picture of. I mean, as much as I was like deep diving on all this stuff, it was like the Frubes, you know, it's like the boogeyman, you know, of stickers, right? And then there was this. I remember this. Some guy posted like a TikTok video with one, and it had that Bittersweet Symphony song,
oh, yeah,
you know, on it. and it just like it made my day and like ruined my day at the same time because I'm just like, wow, that's amazing. Like there it is. Like I just didn't see like like that. There's an actual copy of it,
Pop
right?
2.
I mean,
Wow.
Pop 2 checks out.
Do you have both of them? No.
What's up?
Do you have both of them?
I don't have both. So
okay, I was about to say,
so this is mine. I got the
I'll trade you
4, and
something.
I think the other one's a 5, and then I
So
think
this is truly rare. Like this one is like, man.
yeah, this one is
Nice, bro.
yeah,
that
this
is
one's
nice.
I kind of think that this one is probably a lot harder to find because I mean, it was coming in those yogurt drinks or like a
Yeah.
box with the yogurt. Like I don't know. Like it wasn't like those had a shelf life like cereal or getting circulated as much.
Yep.
So but yeah, and again, like image wise, I mean, I just love the look of this one, like the yellow border. I mean, again, like the sharp, the like the jersey's awesome. Yeah, I mean, this one was very satisfying to finally find. Just because it was for me, it was just so hard to find. And then just it looks cool. So yeah, like it was like once I was like once the seller had it, I just like he had like most of them. Like the set, I think there's 12 of them. So it was just like it's just go time for everybody else.
Wow.
So there's like still a couple that I'm tracking down. I think I'm missing. I forget the name of the guy who it is, but there's like maybe one I'm missing. I mean, like Shear has one, Michael Owen, and then what's nice, this set has Ferguson. Sir Alex Ferguson has a sticker in there. So
that's cool.
Yeah, like so what's called like FIFA set, kind of, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like the FIFA set. Hey, this is nice, man. Oh man, I love.
So yeah, like it's funny to me, but again, Joe Davis Sports Cards, he has a raw copy. He has a beautiful looking raw copy that he showed when he had it, he showed it to me, and I was of course welcome to the club of it. But he posted on IG like maybe a month ago, and I'm looking at it. I'm just like, you people don't understand how hard this is. Like just it's like I think it's like the Lost Ark of the Covenant. A Beckham stick, of Merlin like Premier League stickers. That's to me that's sort of like the top of the mountain. Just like really really rare. Now and it's like I get it. It's just what is it, a 6th year sticker? But as far as like collecting Beckham, that was like, I mean, that was a very important, just to kind of finish out so that's my run. I think that the next couple of years, maybe there's like some other interesting ones, but I just like felt sort of like I can rest now. Yeah. So
nice, man.
So yeah, and then that kind of so I kind of had that after the rookies. There was the serial sort of, let's just call it the serial stickers for Beckham. That was important to like to do. And then the next one that I want to show that I know you guys.
This one is a very emotional one for me. Just to give the folks a little kind of what's called like breakdown. Mo recently, as in like a couple of days ago, sent me the entire album, like scans of it. And I kid you not, I've probably looked at that more than my Robinhood app and my Chase app the last like 2 days. I can't believe, like, it's the stuff that you hear about, right? Like, and to see how every sticker looks, to see how it's supposed to go in the album. I think that right now it became instantly my new favorite PreMo set. Like, I can honestly say that right now. It beat the 2003, 2004 Mega Features, which you obviously could talk about that set for years.
Sure.
And this set now, it has a lore. Basically, break like that down and let folks know why the champ gets geeked out about this set. And I recently found out there's another R9 in the set, but apart from the foil. Like, I didn't know that. So that even made it for me like, oh man, like this is an unearthed You know what I mean? It wasn't unearthed. I just didn't know there was a second one in there. So break this down, and why this sticker. I mean, let's just talk about how beautiful it is. First of all, the black border. Oh my God! But break this down and let folks know why it makes Champ warm and like tingly inside.
That's that's one of life's mysteries. But from what I jokes aside, so a part of to answer the question, part of my Beckham sort of sort of like I wanted to track down, I wanted to get like his like what are the rarest stickers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, like I'm very like as you say, and I 100% agree, very American, a lot of American things here, but I have a big affinity towards his like stickers, his stickers, right?
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes it's like stickers versus cards. I just have always liked like his like all of his stickers, right? And as far as rarity, right? And I think the transition from like let's say the Premier League serial stickers are rare and hard to find. The next one, the next set, like at least to me, is that 2002, 2003, the Panini football sticker set. So this is a set, and I'll just maybe I'm butchering it just a little bit, but the gist of this set is like it's this was a set that was like on the shelves, I guess, for 4 days, before it was pulled off. So I get and this is just sort of me kind of like shooting from the hip, but I guess 2002 Panini decided, even though we don't have the license, hey, let's just do a Premier League set with like this plus this huge roster of like the like world star players, like, and they just went for it, right? I mean, they didn't try to like, let's not have the jerseys, let's take some of that stuff out. They just went like balls to the wall on it, right? I mean, so it just looks 100% like correct,
Yes.
But yeah, so I guess it was went on the shelves, and I think Topps had the license right at the time for all that stuff, and just then it was like lawsuit time, right? And got pulled off the shelves, and so now it's like just sort of this pre-modern. I mean, it's just sort of like has to be, if it's not the hardest set to find. I mean, I don't know, like
It's definitely up
it's
there.
right up there, right? It's like
it's definitely
it has its argument.
Yeah, and this was a set that I've been looking for the longest, and like I kid you not, I mean it like early on there was a couple of things that it was out there, like very little, but now it's been so scarce. I've seen 2 things from it, or 3 things actually, in the last like 2 or 3 years. So I mean, that just goes to show, like, and people are looking for it. People are actively trying to find it. Leo knows about this set. I've always told him this is at the top, just because it has. I mean, the fact that you got both of his stickers, man, that's so sweet, bro. Because that's just I appreciate it, because I understand how truly rare it is as far as primo rare, right? Like it's definitely kind of like what you said. It's such a difficult one. The whole, what you said, it looks correct. I love how you stated that, because you're right. They use logos. I mean, I'm mad that they didn't use this on another set fully, because it was such a beautiful set. The foils, the black borders, some are different sizes in the album. There's different sticker sizes. Like, they just hit it out the park with it, man. And now it has. I don't think people realize the amount of stars that are in the set. Like, this set is primo heaven. Like, waiting
the checklist
to
is
be,
crazy.
like, unearthed. Yeah, the checklist is out of this world, man.
What's funny too is like I like, you guys know way more about this. Like, I didn't even know this existed. I rarely see it until you showed me your Dino's Champ. But it's like, I wonder if the lawsuit, like, obviously they produced a bunch with the anticipation of eventually selling it, even though it had to be removed after 4 days. I wonder if they were like required to destroy it, or like, I don't know. It just seems like you do not see it out there at all.
Yeah. That's
no, like, I mean, good question. I mean, yeah, as far as like stuff like that, I don't, it's not like I mean, if I knew, like, would I share? Hey, maybe, maybe not.
It's like a
But
mystery.
yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's definitely like one of those kind of like like a mystery sort of in a way. Yeah, I mean, when you start, it's one of those sets where you know that, like, even if okay, and it's all like I feel like, I mean, we're probably all in the same boat where, like 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, no idea. Nobody had. I mean, for the most part, nobody knew about this. I mean, at least probably not us, right? I mean, of course, like, some other people would have, but there's no pictures
Yeah.
online. There's no sales on. You can't, like, all the easy low hanging fruit. Like, do I go on Card Ladder? PWCC, sold history. Even if you just want to see pictures of it, right? You just don't see, like, it's just, where is it, right? And then if you found an album on eBay for sale, like, it's probably not a complete album, right? Maybe so it's like just finding the pictures is like one of those, and I think this is like, I don't know where I found. I mean, I know where I found it, but yeah, like that link that I sent you to, and then Champ just went down the last few days. He's probably like not paying attention to his family or anything in the middle of the night.
I'm following the yellow brick road right now, bro. I need that set. I need that entire set. I need a box of it. I need packs of it. Like, I am enamored. I am fully engulfed by it. It's like I hear that George Michael song in the background, with the horns. It's getting bad, bro. And it's just like, bro, you're like us, bro. We geek over these types of releases, this type of like information. When I first heard about this set, I remember I was screenshotting. I couldn't believe it. I was going on Google. I was writing people that I thought knew about it, like trying to just absorb as much as I could about it. And then once I saw, like, yo, this actually is what they're saying it is. Because you know how it is sometimes. Someone will say that something's rare and it's really not. But this is one that for me now, it's always been a top set. But like I said, seeing now the full album, I didn't know there was so much in it, man. And now I know that, as time has gone on, people I think that are hunters know about it now. And they will obviously now with this, right? And
Sure.
with those, for me, I needed those dinos. And it's because I didn't know there were R9s in the set, bro. Like, I am an R9 guy. And so I'm there hunting the Dino because this is the only one that I physically saw a pic of. And then the moment we see that R9 foil, and then yesterday, like 2 days ago, I see the regular R9 sticker. I'm like, what? Like, I opened up Pandora's box. Like, this is bad. Because now I'm like, I haven't even talked to Leo about it because that's like a full conversation, a full phone call. I need this, like, go, please use all your resources. But it's amazing, man. I think I love that you have, like I said, those and it, because it makes me feel good about me telling everyone how rare it's been, and people probably thinking I'm crazy about it, but it truly is. It really is, as far as PreMo goes, truly rare, man. Freaking beautiful, bro. Freaking beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's one of those like fun sets. I mean, as far as just it's 100% a geek out, like, I mean, getting the album, and it's like I remember getting that, you see it and you're just like, I mean, it's just like a Zizou, Henri, Lampert. I mean, all the
white
so it's like
Zizou, man. Like,
yeah, I think there's like, Toddy. I mean, it's just like the Panini just, I mean, they weren't shy about putting everybody in it, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
they wanted all the smoke.
That makes it like it was so audacious to do it without the rights, and then to put that checklist behind it is like, it's so insane.
I mean, I kind of like it. I like it in the sense of like they sort of said, screw it, like let's go big or go home. We don't have it, so let's just throw them all in there. Let's I mean,
beautiful, man.
I was kind of saying it's like it's like other than like a CR7. I mean, CR7's not in it, but it's like who's not in it.
Right,
it's like pretty. It's just like a who's who of like, think about it. They're there, and then like the stickers look great, right? So yeah, I mean, for me, it's for sure is one of those where you see you kind of finally track it down, and then it was my experience with it is anytime you ask people about it, if they knew about it, like if they know what I mean, it's not like, oh, they don't know what they have, but I almost feel like every time I ask somebody for it, hey, like, let's say they had some other player, right? Like just some, I don't know, just anybody. You email them or message them, and it's like, oh, hey, do you have the Beckham? You got the Skulls? Who, you start asking, and I almost felt like I was getting scolded, like by the prince. Like, do you know how rare this is?
How
it's
dare
like,
you?
Like I'm getting in trouble, right? Like, like, do you know how rare this is? This was pulled up, and I'm like, I'm just like thinking, yeah, I can't, yeah, I get it, I understand. I'm sorry for asking. I'm sorry for asking if you had the, do you have a
being American?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being greedy and asking for if you had a Beckham, So yeah, and then it's like, of course, I get it. Like my experience, for a couple of these is, like if somebody knows what they have, like a graded copy, even a raw copy, it's, you're gonna have to pull it from them, right? Because it's like replacing it is probably going to be very, very difficult, right? And of course, we probably all share the same thing. It's like, if you can't replace a sticker or a card, like, good luck, trying to pull it out of somebody's collection, right?
Sure.
And even if it's like a big price, right? You're still like, I don't know. I don't want to do it. Like, it ain't happening, right? So yeah.
That skulls, man. That black on black skulls is one of the most beautiful things I think I've ever seen in my life, man.
Yeah. So just as much as I like to post things that that ruin Matt's day, this is
Oh my god.
That black border.
The black border with the red jersey on the skulls, absolutely sick.
Yeah, so what's cool about that set to me is so it's basically like, I mean, it's the Premier League, and then most of the Premier League players, like the teams, like I'll just call it like the team set sort of cards, are like the black borders. And I mean, I think that these black borders are just I mean, it just looks fantastic, right? It just looks badass. And the images, just like the whole design, let alone like, if you're like the rarity aspect, just the way it looks. I mean, it's just they look fantastic. And then
it's beautiful, man.
And I don't have the pop on this one, but it's probably just it's just going to be a couple. I don't remember if that 7's the highest graded, but it's like, yeah. So okay, so that picture you see there, I don't have the full. That's like, so Beckham has 3 stickers. That one I don't have. So hey, if you stumble upon this video and
call me, call us.
Don't call us, call me. Okay, call
just Beckham, call him. If it's R9, call me.
But if you want to sell it to Champ or Matt, I'm sure they'll be happy to to sell it to me after, make a few bucks. I'm fine with it. We're fine with it. But yeah, I mean, it's
beautiful set.
Yeah, I mean, the foils. Yeah, so, and then another kind of like just fun fact or whatever it is so I haven't graded this one, but this is like, so this one is actually different. It's hard to see exactly, but the size, so it's bigger.
Oh yeah, one's almost like a card size.
Yeah, so this one, and you'll see those kind of mixed into the set, right? I don't know if that's just like if the international hero. I don't know who else is in the set, but I thought that was kind of cool, just it's like an oversized one.
Different sizes, man. I'm telling you, it's man.
And then
now, with this next set, this is now where we break Matt's heart. I think this next one, I think just these to me are works of art. They literally look like works of art. Break this down to me because these are just Matt. Sorry, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I don't have the skulls box, next to me because there's only so much, I don't want to punish Matt, right?
That's the theme
we're here
of
to have
this
a good
episode.
time.
Why did we agree to this? Why did we do this?
I can do that on my personal time. I'll just start blasting Matt with some pictures of some some
daily.
sold autos. But yeah. So I mean, I think so Upper Deck, right? I guess here's the way I look at it. I mean, the Upper Deck, Manchester United, sort of stuff. I mean, there's a lot. There's not just Beckham, but like there's a lot to there's a bunch of sets. There's patch cards. There's there's the numbered stuff,
Different
and then there's the
parallels.
auto. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to go about it. I think and I mean, I'm like, I try to get my hands on as much as I can, I guess, but there's just like there's just like a lot to go for, right? I mean, there's a lot of different like Upper Deck Manchester United sets. I mean, so it started in 2001, right? So what makes these two cards special is so there was like two sets. The 2001 had the like a world premiere set. So that set like predates like the base set, you could kind of call it. So it was like a smaller run. I think it was like I think they said like 45 cards, and then there was autos, the world premiere autos. So the world premiere autos you do see that world premiere, kind of under, kind of is running, kind of under Beckham's, across his jersey and all that.
Yep.
So you see it there, and then the image is also different. And then they're numbered to 100. So not a lot of the time, but the ones that you see most of the time when they do are the manuscripts. So like the 2001 manuscripts, that's the one where it's at a 200, and you see that one. I mean, not that often, but you see it more often than the world premiere. Now, the world premiere was like, I mean, I just recently, like in the last year, was able to track down those two. Those are two different copies, both of those autos, just in the last year. I mean, it was one of those things where, kind of my Upper Deck education or knowledge, it's definitely been like a transition. It wasn't, of course, they're more expensive cards, so it kind of took some more time to like kind of just sort of like learn about them, and then they don't come up as often. And I was kind of doing a little bit of like, I don't want to say like haphazard buying, but the only times I ever would see them are going to be on like maybe a golden auction or PWCC, some eBay, everyone like, and this was like, let's say like 3-4 years ago. And it was still kind of like getting used to the waters, I would say, of like Beckham collecting. When it comes to Upper Deck stuff, it wasn't just like, like the auto hunting, maybe I don't want to say as serious, but I didn't really know as much about it. And then, as time has gone on, of course, the Upper Deck stuff has taken, as far as like, maybe a word I use a lot, but like, kind of like grail worthy stuff.
Yes.
More of a sort of center stage, in a way, as far as like for a big, if you're looking for like a big Beckham card, it has to be like, to me at least, it's like the Upper Deck auto stuff. And then even like being on IG has been like, I've only been on IG since, that's like another thing I could kind of talk about in a way, but collecting Beckham, and this is like a tangent, but I think it's kind of, for me as a part of my evolution, kind of, or saying that like 3 or 4 times now, but I wasn't on IG for a while. And not until maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, I'd have to see the date, but July of 2024. So what's that? 2 years ago now. Collecting. So once you're on IG, like it's just like you start seeing like, I mean,
you see what other people have.
My Upper Deck, and like Matt knows it, or Champ knows it too. Like you see some of these accounts with these Upper Deck cards, the autos, that just make everybody's collection just look like a amateur hour, right?
Lot over in China and Japan. There's some
a couple of those guys. You're just like, you kind of like, you wake up in the morning and you see it and you're just like, WTF, what
Yes.
is all this stuff, right?
Sets are
Like,
viciously hunted. Like these
yeah,
sets are viciously hunted, not only by Beckham and Scholes and guys that are only, you know what I mean? It's like the set itself is being hunted by just across the seas, Europe, yeah, Asia. Like it's I love that you said grail status on a lot of stuff, because that's what it is to me. It provides on card. It was sets ahead of their time, and there's sets that are now we're really seeing with what's called like CR7, some of the prices that are really just catapulting like to different stratosphere now. Like, and it's just going to show that those sets will be always hunted. Like,
I think it's warranted because, like, so I was talking with James Mad City about, like, he's like, I'm not wading into the upper deck waters. It's like too crazy. It's like there's different parallels. Everything's got 3 different levels of numbering. They're out of 25, they're out of 99. And I'm like, I totally get it, but all of that is superseded by the fact that this is some of the first numbered, first auto, first patches in an era where you didn't see that stuff. And it's by this licensed heritage brand like Upper Deck that, I don't know, I have so much nostalgia for. So it's like, to me, that supersedes all of that other craziness, which there is. But it's like, that's why all these serious collectors in Asia were like on this early, because these are special cards.
yeah. No, 100% agree with you guys. I mean, I think of the way, I mean, I have a nostalgia, like, I mean, so, okay, so going back to, kind of like where possibly seeds are planted and everything is, so like Ken Griffey Jr.'s, Upper Deck, rookie card. Growing up, I mean, it was like, I remember that was like, just, we finally got a copy of it, me and my brother, and it was like, I don't know how many lawns we had to mow, or what we did, but eventually, like, my parents bought us one, right? And so I had that, like, and then it was like we took a couple of our Ken Griffey Jr. cards to like a card show where he was signed, like him, it was him, his dad, and like Ken Griffey Sr. played for the Mariners, I think, for a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe a couple other pals. There's some other guy. We got his Greg Bailey. I don't know why I bring that up, but he was there at the card. Like some other. So we got his upper, like all of his rookies that we had. Me and my brother, we got them like autographed, right? My. So and I still have them, right? Still have them, and so at the time, it's like, as a kid, there was this, getting it autographed by like your favorite player. It was just like, this is like the coolest thing ever. And just thank everything that, like, so, my mom didn't make us get rid of those cards, and they just sort of survived. And then obviously now, I still have them. I got them actually graded by BGS, maybe like 10, 15 years ago. I got them graded. So it's like the auto's graded, the card's graded, and like, so it's just like pure, those cards aren't going anywhere. But it's like, and to transition to like, the soccer card collecting is, okay, so I have Upper Deck kind of on this sort of top shelf in my mind.
Yes.
And then getting an autograph was like like an impossible thing to do at the time. So getting basically like your favorite player with the autograph on the card is just sort of this, top of the mountain,
and seeing
kind of
him like sign it in front of you, that's like a whole nother thing right there, man, too. That's like a whole level to it. So, so I mean, as far as Upper Deck stuff, it just sort of seems like that was very important, like as far as like trying to get like big Beckham, big Scholes cards. It's just like it's just like a different part of the collection, right? Because I mean, these are big cards. There's going to be some consolidation. You're going to have to do some things to to put those together.
Yes.
But as far as like just they're just super cool. And it's been it's kind of been fun to like kind of put it together, right? I mean, Beckham has like, so yeah, go back. So he has like that 2001 world premiere. so that's like for sure that's his first, his first auto card. And then so this would be like the like kind of like the base set one.
Beautiful.
So
man.
so yeah, so this is like, so now we're at a 200.
Oh man, Matt's crying over there.
It's fun, and I like
I just love it.
That manuscripts, that first year set, I like because I like the images. I like the horizontal, just sort of like the layout of the card. I mean, you get some nice autos. I mean, it's all on card auto, which is like, it's a pre-modern, I mean, I think like
Yes.
trophy hunting,
Sure.
apps. I mean, everybody's, it's like, track down your favorite player's first on card auto, right? I mean, it just sort of seems like that's like a part of the playbook now, right?
Yeah.
And of course we're all going after some of the similar ones. Yeah, so then you have, so those would be the first 2 years. So this one I haven't posted on IG yet, but I really like this one.
I love this design.
So this one, like, just for the sake, so this one's like mislabeled by
he used a good marker for this one.
Yeah, so this is 2002. So this is not 2001.
Yeah,
that's probably the reason why I haven't posted on IG, is just because it's like, whatever, the purist in me or whatever. I'm just annoyed by the label a little bit. So I mean, this one just looks so good, right? I mean, like the red on red, the color match. Of course, another on card. And I mean, I'm kind, the autograph quality is kind of something where it's important to me for sure. I mean, I brought it up a lot, like in my write up of those world premieres. The autograph quality on these is not always like fantastic. I mean, and this is sort of like kind of falls into that beggars can't be choosers, of like, you're not going to get like, you just got to take what you can get. I mean, if you really want one, you got to take what you can get, right? Yeah. But if you can get the cleaner the auto, the better, right? And I'm kind of also, if I've graded one of these cards, like if I buy it raw, good or bad or whatever, I'm going to get the auto graded, even if it's like, and the auto is like almost never coming back a 10. Like that's been my kind of just my own personal, like whatever I see, very hard to get 10 autos on those. It's just, whatever pen marker or pen they were using, and they're, what are these, 25 years old. I mean, so, they just sort of get like kind of, they sort of disintegrate a little bit, kind of get, streaky for sure. But yeah, the auto cards have been, for Beckham, and then of course like Skulls, I've done an even probably deeper dive on the auto cards. It's they're beautiful cards. It's been something that like it's as far as like if you're a Beckham collector, and you're looking for like the big ones. I mean, the upper deck autos, right, are they're probably it, right? So and it's like IG is a great place. Like, yeah, like Matt was saying, a couple of those accounts like in Asia, I mean, they got them all, and they got the golds, and not only do they have the golds and they have them all, but they got like 2 copies of them, 3 copies of them. And in Beckham with the golds, with the upper deck stuff, it's all the golds are usually, not usually, but they're hand numbered, right? So Beckham, you're talking number 7, right? So if somebody has 2 or 3 of them, how many there's usually all 7 don't exist. I mean, right. Like from what I've sort of seen on these things, right? It's a percentage of it has usually, unless they're just buried in collections. Yeah, so it's like if you want to see some just crazy stuff. I mean, what I got is like a work in progress, but yeah, some of those IG accounts are just they're just amazing. So this is like 2002.
Oh, these are beautiful, man.
So the 2002, this is like the Legends set. Now I kind of feel like the Legends set is like the best, or I don't want to say best. It's my favorite probably of the autograph sets. The 2002 Legends autos are my favorite. I just like what I like about them. So you usually, it depends on the player. There's a couple different, like they'll have a headshot and then like an action shot. I think Beckham only has 2, now this is like not this these two being like not including the golds. So there's going to be a gold of the one on the left, a gold of one on the right, and you know, that's just like if you want to see those, go to the IG accounts, and they probably have don't go to my account. I haven't been able to crack that one yet. I maybe never. Who knows, right? But I mean, I think the image of the player on these is so good. I like the glowing sort of headshot a lot.
Like Bruce Leroy.
And Mo, is this the one where you can get like George Best, like in some of the historical players are included in this one?
Yeah,
Champ Seb was asking me about a Best.
Yeah, so this is where if you're looking for like all the so like the legend set, right? Yep. So it's like George Best, gosh, who else? I mean, there's like, go ahead, Champ.
No, and Scholes is in the set.
Yeah, Scholes is in this set. I don't want to. I can't do it. I can't show them.
Yeah,
let's just settle down. We don't need to show everything.
We don't need to bring up every school, you know. But Scholes.
These are beautiful.
Yeah, so and these start to get like George Best has 3 of them. So I mean I think Best is like the always like anytime. I mean I don't have any Bests. I would like one, but you know every time you see it go on auction, it's just sort of like
thousands. Like,
you know, there's only so much firepower that you can. You know, it's like people want those, and they want them pretty bad. So Best has 3. I mean Beckham has the 2. The headshots numbered to 50. So I mean that's a lot of these like the prior years the manuscripts are numbered 100 or 200, and that legend set now you're numbered out of 50. Some of them are numbered to 100. I think maybe when there's a 3rd card it's numbered to 200. But I mean, so they get, you know, out of 50s starts to get pretty tough, right?
Yeah.
But aesthetically, that 2002 Legend set is, I think it's like anytime I see any of the other players, it's like I would like one. But it's just sort of, you know, it'd be great to have a Keen. It'd be great to have, Ruud van Nistelrooy. I mean, all of them, right? You know, there's like so many fun players to go after, but you know, it's just sort of like you and 6 other psychos are bidding on it. So, you know, it's not just sort of fiscally
the perfect word,
fights.
I will say I think nobody knows more about these upper deck sets than you, or I haven't met them. Maybe there are some dudes with those collections in Asia. Like you've got spreadsheets, you know the numbering. And the other thing I give you so much credit for is there's no like static system by year. Like they've got all these subsets, and then they just made this one out of 50, but that gold's out of 99 the next year. And like you've tracked it all down, Mo. So like, I don't know, props to you for really like getting your head around this because it's crazy.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, for me, it's like I want to know what's out there.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, I'm like an Excel spreadsheet guy. I mean, as far as just kind of like my, you know, just even I have these I have like, I mean, it's whatever you want to call it, but I mean, I have like note taking on some of the soccer study videos from like 2021 where I'm just sort of like trying to figure things out. I mean, that was just like a part of the fun aspect of it to me, but also just sort of like, you know, just like figuring out like, you know, what's what, right?
What's out there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I even still like, I mean, there's a couple, I think that there's like maybe 3 or 4 more Beckhams that I'm missing. Like base, I don't want to say base, but like let's call it non-gold related.
Right.
The gold stuff is just such another category for Beckham to get those. Just like I've only seen 1 gold Beckham that's come up to auction. You know, in the last 4 or 5 years of collecting, right? So you just don't really see those see the light of day. And even if they do, it's I'm just kind of like. I sort of accepted my fate that I probably, you know,
those are golden cards. Those are investor, you know.
Yeah, it's like the one that I saw. I mean, it was like I'm like watching it, and I'm like, oh, maybe I have a chance of it, you know, like it's a stretch, but like maybe I have a chance, and then it's like 5 times what I thought it would. And you're like. I clearly don't understand the market if I'm 5 times off, right? But yeah, so there's like the 2003, like the ones that I'm missing that get a little confusing. It's like, is it the mini playmakers, like the one with the sticker that's running up the side? Then there's like an unnumbered or like a signature performers autograph that's nice looking. I don't have that one. I mean, a lot of these things are just, if one comes on the market, you're just like, you can't have it, it's like, what are you willing to sell to get it? And, a lot of the times it's like, you just, these things come in like ebbs and flows of what you can add to the collection and, what's a priority. So
now is getting, have you ever tried it? Now I'm not sure if this even exists, but is there boxes of this product still like out and about for sale, or is all the wax ripped?
I mean,
on all these sets from like 99 or from what's called like 01, like all these sets, is that something that there's like a big folks are still buying stuff up, or no?
I feel like not too, like if there's like an autograph card in there, I think it's dried up a lot. I don't see like boxes too often. I mean, maybe a little bit, maybe one here or there. You'll see like some of these sets, like you'll see a box, but it's like it's few and far between. But I mean, you'll see like those like Strike Force.
I was going to say the same thing. I've seen the Strike Force ones, but they don't have what we're looking for. That subset doesn't have what we're looking for.
And then it's like, just how much of a degenerate do I want to be buying like $1,000 box and with a one, what autograph is there even an autograph card guaranteed in there?
Right.
And like, I mean, no offense, but it's like, you rip it and it's like, I don't know.
You get Phil Neville.
Yeah, you get a Phil Neville. You're like, I could have just bought this on, Card Hobby for $150 or $200. Why did I?
Okay,
Obviously it's like, but yeah, but I feel like there's every once in a while you kind of just like, you see the boxes, but for me, if I get a box, I mean, I don't know, like I'm probably just gonna be like, just gonna put the box, like, it's like, I have a few boxes in my collection, not of Upper Deck stuff, but it's more like the artistry of the box and kind of like that kind of aspect of it. I do like, there's a few sets where you're like, it's fun to have a box, but to me, it's just sort of like, I mean, if somebody ran a break, right, with some of this Upper Deck stuff, I mean, it'd be awesome. I'd be like, oh, how much is the skull? Like, can I get some of these players, I'm sure me and Matt would be bidding up that skull slot, it'd be like, look at these two idiots, just going to town again.
Oh man! So going from Upper Deck to Futera, now there is a lot of Beckham in Futera. I've realized this, or like early on, and it is a lot. So break this down, because this is a whole nother rabbit hole.
Yeah.
To Beckham and so many issues. I was looking at like the pop reports, and there is a lot of Futera. So break this down, because this is like, they obviously, I think they make some great patches. They have, whenever they put the dates of stuff on there, the actual dates, I think that's amazing. So break this down, man, because this is a lot of good stuff that you have here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Futera is it's, you got to be kind of like in it to win it, to go down that, that kind of that brand, because there's so much, right? There's so much, and then it's like, just sort of like, how are you, at least for me, kind of asking yourself the question, how am I going about this, right? Like, like what am I trying to focus on? And so I think the easiest one for me to focus on, and this was like an early on kind of important card to go after, was, I mean, so this is going to be the like early numbered, right? So I mean, it's like numbered, right? So I think it's for Beckham, the Futera stuff is his first numbered, cards, and and then you start to look at it, I mean, it has, Futera had the full license, so the cards look 100% legit. I think the cards look great, just like aesthetically. Like, I mean, the images, you know, there's foil on it, you know, just like aesthetically, like there's cool stuff. And then so this one is this would be like the added 250, right? So that 97 Futera had like a redemption, right? So it had a couple of different variations. So there's the silver foil, then there's a gold foil. Both are, I think, numbered out of the same thing. I think they're both numbered out of 250. And then I think maybe there was like some of them are stamped. They're not numbered, but maybe they're stamped like promotional use or something. And then just for the sake of conversation, this one possibly has, I mean, maybe it does. There's like an autograph. I think like Holt Cards is kind of like he has, I mean, his Futera stuff, I mean, you know, he's showing
everything.
Yeah, he's showing awesome Futera stuff, all, like, you know, on a daily basis.
Yep.
He's probably more knowledgeable on it than I am, but like possibly the first 5, I think is what he was saying, maybe are autograph cards for Beckham. Wow. So these first 5, I don't know if it's the silver foil or if it was the gold foil autos. So, you know, Futera has a nice website. You know, like they have a website with like a checklist that is very helpful because you can just like, you know, sort of do some deep diving over there. And then Cardiff? Yeah. I mean, that place is like you know, I mean, I think so many collectors are on that website, but he's amassed, like, I mean, that's like the Wikipedia, you know, of I mean, so many sets, but for the Futera stuff, he has so much of it. Yeah. So that first year, or, you know, that first year Futera, the redemption's definitely important. So I had the silvers are on screen, but here's like, I have some golds that I haven't graded yet. And kind of what I like about these is, so you have like, you know, whatever you want to call it, the regular card, and then there's the certificate card that comes with it. And
that's cool.
And then like, so you can get like matching, so like the same, like the numbering. So like, you know, these are both out of 166. So I like that type of collecting. Anytime I can kind of match these things up, you know. So there was a certificate card, and I think there's even a redemption card that you can get that's also numbered. So that's like the holy grail to me, is like if you can get kind of the, you know, the base, you know, like you can get the redemption card, the certificate card, and the actual card all the same numbered. You know, just like kind of a fun collecting kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I love the Futera stuff. It's you know, there's so much to unpack on it now. So this was like a real labor of love, and I'm a little salty on this set actually, and I'll kind of get into that a little bit. But so this is going to be the 2000 like promo sample set, and you know, so Beckham has what does he have? He has the 4 cards that you see up there, and those are the backs. So these are all numbered out of 200, and you know, it's like this, right? You know, numbered to 200. Sounds like a big number, but when it comes to actual, like for me, these were very hard to all track down. Like aesthetically, my favorite is going to be that new era, kind of in the middle. This is, for whatever reason, this one's the hardest to find. Wow. I just like the look of it. Has like whatever you want to call it, that patina. It has a little bit of, you know, that new era kind of foil going up the side is nice. I just like the look. I mean, I think people always like this one. Kind of has this, you know, so like this one, I think Keen has one, Giggs has one. This sort of like, I don't know what you want to call it. I always feel like it looks like the Sixth Sense poster or something, like this ghosty, you know, whatever the heck's going on. But I mean, I think Futera is great. Like as far as, you know, like, I mean, you know, like maybe not the most like liquid cards. I mean, of course, compared to like, you know, the Upper Deck stuff. But as far as like a collector, you know, like I like them a lot.
Plethora of
you know, it's just, you know, and then like, of course, like going down like the patch, kind of like the patch route, you know, there's all like the patches are cool just because it's like, yeah, a lot of the times you know what game it's from, or the season, you know, season at the minimum usually, which you don't see that on, you know, other patch cards, right?
No,
So
they did some like innovative stuff, and it's funny you say that. Like you're totally right, Morgan. Like they are kind of collector cards, and the people that respect Futera the most seem to be like the hardcore collectors.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, and again, I'm in this category. Like I don't tend to collect it that much. Like I've dipped my toe in and then kind of like pulled back. But it's like it always feels like Futera has kind of occupied like a second tier kind of status in the hobby. But it's like I don't know why they were doing some of the most innovative early stuff, you know, especially in the stuff that we care about.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. It's definitely one of those where it's like, you know, if you're looking for a Beckham, you know, Beckham card or Beckham, it's not like the first, you know, it's not the first step probably for somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody would like, what do you recommend or something? I
Yeah.
mean, you could definitely do it. I mean, what's nice about it is like aesthetically, they have all sorts of like some of my favorite Beckham cards, probably just from aesthetics, are going to be Futera. You know, they just were doing like, you know, it's just like cool looking cards. Like it wasn't like, you know, just like the regular, you know, kind of headshots. I mean, like really designy type of stuff. So yeah, so the transition. So I mean, one of the things I really, I mean, probably like one of my favorite things to collect are these like the gold cards. So you know, and I think like Noah and me are probably like, I'm probably you know, send him pictures of my gold cards. You know, you know, who knows if he you know, he's just like probably like, oh, here comes another video of Mo showing me these gold cards and telling me how awesome they look. You know, so but yeah, so and this is like so I like to do these types of like pictures and stuff sometimes. I mean, just to like help myself like know what's out there, kind of like I'll put it in one place because it's like you know, just and like to see it all together. So
stuff.
So yeah, and it's so to go through this. Okay, so 2001 I don't have. The other cards I all have. But 2001 and 2003 are like redemptions. So those are numbered to 100. Now, and those are just like, those are hard as hell to find. I mean, like one of those, like if you're a Futera, you know, like it's like these are very tricky, you know.
I've never seen these.
I haven't either.
I've never seen these.
I mean, honestly. The redemptions of like 2001, 2003. It's sick, like,
man.
It's just like the psychos, right? Or back then, you know, like the one I know that you know, a lot of people know his account and they should, is that the Futera 08. You know, he has you know, I mean, he has such a span of awesome stuff. I mean, of course he has, you know, kind of the upper deck stuff, but his like Futera collection, like I've used his account to be like another like one of those like you just scroll down and geek out on it.
Yeah.
Like because it's like, wow, he has the Crystal Zidane redemption from 2003. Nobody has that one, right? You know, or some of these like, yeah. So like those 2001, the 2003, it's like a redemption. So, I mean, I don't have the 2001. You know, it's on the, you know, trying to find it. You know, maybe it'll show up eventually. You know, and sort of, you know, just a part of the collection. You know, it's just some of these things take time, and you know, you just kind of go with it. So, but yeah, 2003, I do have that one. I mean, it's just like I don't have it in hand. It's at the it's like I have it vaulted. So, and that's the only one I have graded. I bought it. It was graded by PSA. I mean, I really feel like these cards. I mean, sometimes to me, if I get that in hand, I mean, it's cool to have these graded. I kind of feel like, to me, I mean, I'm not trying to sell any of these anytime soon. I mean, just it ain't happening. But I mean, these are like, I really feel like these are like in hand, like,
don't
you know,
need to be
like yeah, like what's fun about these cards, you know, I don't know if you can call them cards. I mean, they really are, you know, and Noah mentions it. They really are just like, you know, the scams. You know, everybody tries to get their picture right, but they just don't do it. You know, you just got to feel this thing.
Like a gold bar.
It looks heavy.
Yeah, it looks heavy duty.
No, man, and that's the thing. Nice, it is heavy. It's like, you know, I mean, it feels like, yeah, it has the weight to it, you know, and it's, you know, the memo cell, like that little film cell, you know, you definitely catch it in the, you know, different light, you know, is cool. So, I mean, I'm big on this. I mean, I got some, I got some searches going on where I'm going, I'm doing some deep diving, on it. But yeah, so I have this one too. This is like the horizontal one. So,
Ooh.
I mean, that one has like the bigger film cell, and you can kind of see the patch. I mean, the back, like the level of engraving on this thing.
It's a work of art.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, the way I go about, like those, it's like, it's just like, I think they just look awesome. I love them a lot. And it's just like it's a different thing, right?
It's a whole nother rabbit hole, but it's like a difficult one, man. Because those, if I've never seen them, that means they never. Because I'd be on eBay all day, goddamn long. I'd be on. So I know like for even those, like, just though they are like what y'all said, there's a small amount that like comes out, and those get scooped up by like hardcore collectors, like fully grown geeks, like, and you never see them, dude. Once they get, you know what I'm saying, like put away, that's it. So that's cool. Like that's like a whole nother thing where I know, like, if I was to go down R9 on that route, bro, I really would be suicidal by the end of August, because it's like, if I'm still trying to find, you know what I'm saying, like Merlin stickers from 99 and 98, imagine a whole nother chapter of things to go after, trying to find game worn patches, certain date. Like, come on, man. Like that's like journey. That's a journey right there. You know what I mean? That's freaking dope because bro, that's shit that, dude, that never leaves PC. That's always at home with you. That I wouldn't even vault any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I have that at home, just like in the office, always where I could see it. Like, beautiful pieces, man.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those, just sort of like enjoying your collection. I mean, that's like kind of like a Mount Rushmore piece as far as like really enjoying it. You just sort of put them all together, and like, it's like the exponential shininess of having 5 of them, just kind of grows. And yeah, and some of those sets, I mean, it's really like, Futera was doing, it's like, Ronaldinho's in a lot of them. Yep. Zidane has a bunch. A lot of the Premier League players. R9. He has I'll probably get around to it. I may be done with the golds for R9. All of them. I think so. I'm trying to still double check, because sometimes you think you have it, and then you're like, oh, there's some 2004 redemption, and I don't know where the heck that thing. It's like you said, like you don't see it too often, right? But it's definitely like one of those things I enjoyed a lot. But again, I get, it's a specific, it's very niche, right? But for Beckham, I just felt like Futera is like it's like a must, as far as just kind of like my collection
with a whole nother angle.
Yeah.
Man. Fucking
so
sick, now this with this next one, is this from the same set as the shirtless Dino, which is one of my favorite ones, or am I completely off on that?
You are correct. Yeah. So
the Pepsi.
This one's dope, man.
Yeah, so this is I think everybody saw, at least, everybody being like the pre-modern collectors, you see the Ronaldinho. He has like, what, is he at 3? 2 or 3 different cards in that set?
Yeah. They're beautiful, man.
So so this is kind of goes into like the category. I sort of put it as like, the superstar Beckham category. I mean, he's, if he could get a marketing deal with somebody, everybody was at his door, right? So Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Adidas, he was doing so much, right? And so what I kind of found fun about this sort of little collection is there weren't any pictures of Beckham's anywhere. There's no sold history like on PWCC of the, you see the Ronaldinhos, you can see all those. The Beckham was just sort of like some Cartophilic has just like the 11 guys or whatever it is, the 12 cards that were in the set. So trying to find these was like, again, no pictures. I couldn't find a checklist that had everything. So it was like finally finding the card just sort of felt like it's just like a wow moment. You're like, oh, there it is, awesome. You're right, and it's something I enjoy. That so like hunting it down was fun, and so Beckham, this is the gold card, right? Now,
Yeah,
this card, again, another one of those like.
Oh wow, the scan doesn't do it justice.
In hand, you're like, wow, what the hell is this?
Wow, I didn't realize that.
I mean, it's like real gold foily, like whatever foil they used.
I've never seen this. I've never seen this card.
And then
shirtless, what's called like Dino in gold foil too?
I don't think so. I mean, like
Champ just had a heart attack.
I need the shirtless Dino in gold foil, bro. That is sick, dude, right there. I couldn't even tell it had gold like that. That is beautiful, man. That is nice right there.
So if you look at the back of that card, the gold one, it looks like, so there's like win the gold card contest. So what, you got this card and then you would send it into Pepsi, and Pepsi in like Malaysia, I think, and you'd get like maybe you'd get like a t-shirt, or you get like, of course, like the prizes get a little bit better as it goes up, but I mean, this one is I've only seen it for sale once, and I mean that was like the time I got it, like one of these, scrolling on one of the Asian websites, and you see it, buy it now for like $50, and you're having a heart attack trying to press buy it now as fast as possible before I'm like, what time is, I'm just like, who else is awake right now? The UK guys are sleeping, I gotta press, right? So yeah, I mean, that was one of those cards where I just as far as like Pepsi, I mean, Beckham's Pepsi commercials, I do have some memories of those, just like, like this is like where that kind of like, all the, you just sort of gets kind of ingrained back then, of like, he's like a superstar in my, like, I don't really know Beckham back then, but like, here's like the guy, he's doing he's on TV all the time, right? Or not all the time, but like as much as I see him. So yeah, so it was like the Pepsi cards, definitely fun. I mean, these ones look exactly the same. It's just like one's like an 8-point in the corner. And these are, this is, again, for me, it was like, not like grading is everything, but these are big cards. So these are, I think, like, they're just, I don't think they ever really fit like in a top loader or a penny sleeve or anything. So, just, if like as far as the grading game, I think those are not easy, just because, they just got bumped around, and, who knows if people cared about them. Right.
And I have a question. Is PSA still not grading them?
I don't think so. Yeah, I tried with PSA and they wouldn't grade it.
I wonder why. Like, what's the reason for that? If they grade everything else.
I don't know if they just don't have enough like checklist, whatever you want to call it. Like, you gotta. Is it like they need 2 checklists or whatever, like hoops?
2 sources, right?
Yeah.
Whatever hoops they make you jump through on these things. There isn't a lot like for that set. There wasn't like maybe enough out there. Yeah. So so eventually I just see it, send them into SGC. I think is still cool. But yeah, as far as like, kind of like trying to get those like cool, kind of like not shifting out of like the upper deck sets, just sort of like these one-off, Beckham stuff. I mean, Beckham is in, he has like so many one-off cards, like that it's, trying to focus a little bit is one of those where for Beckham, you can definitely there's just so much stuff, right?
Yes.
Good or bad. I mean, they definitely hit some home runs every once in a while, but you got to just kind of keep your, just try to keep focused.
So now going into this next one, this one I was once told that if I see it in a 9 to not hesitate and to buy it. So that sounds like something that I would do, right? And it's this one right here, man. I think this one is beautiful. The whole Merlin's 90s foil. I'm a sucker for these, man. Oh my God, these are just sick. Break this down. I know that this one also is not popped a lot. And yeah, man, this is just gorgeous, man. This has Matt written all over it.
Yeah, this is so like a '96 Merlin Sky Sports set. So yeah, I mean this was like a something like I'd say early on. This caught my attention like right from the bat, like something I was like, oh, I want that one. I mean, just aesthetically, you're just like, wow, that's like, it's like Matt was saying, like when they started to do like the, the foil, the glitter look, this was like, just, it's like, I guess this one's like what, '96, so a year before that Lego sticker, right? So, yeah, I mean, this one, so Merlin Sky Sports. So I think like Sky Sports is like that's like the station that the Premier League was on, in the UK, right? Uh, so I think they had like a set that year, like a multi-sport set. I mean, what always comes to mind to me is like there was like boxing, and like Mike Tyson has like the same type of glitter sticker, and you're just like, it's just like, full Mike Tyson and his like, his toughness. So that's the one that I think of. But like it was I mean, I think any of the sports that was on anything that they played on that station. So it's like I think it was like rugby and cricket and just a little bit of, of course, like I think the soccer was like the biggest part of the set. But yeah, I mean, so this was just one of those like a must have, for me. Yeah, I mean, I think pop wise, I feel like this. I think I was looking at it before we talked. Maybe it's around a pop, like maybe high 30s. I think.
Not a lot.
I hope I'm not wrong on that, but I think it was. I mean, yeah, and this one's like a tough one. I think there's like maybe a couple, like maybe 3 10s. Not too like I don't know how many 9s, but this was like one of those where I got my 8 a while ago. I mean, this was I probably bought this like maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Like I mean, it was. I mean, that's a while to at least to me. Yeah, I think it's just sort of like it's a great image. I think it's like a charity shield game is where it came from. So it's like a memorable game, I think, for him. Of course, a great celebration image. I think it's always fun.
Yeah, that's what makes it clean, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely one of those stickers where it's like it kind of starts off to me like just like cool shiny stickers. I mean, it's just like it's checking all the boxes. Like those Merlin, like Manchester United Merlin days to me is like kind of I would say, I think that's kind of like a must have in like the Beckham, whatever you want to call it. Like if you force like a catalog of things, like I think that's up there, right? Because it's just like so good looking.
Yep.
No, and this one is this next one. It's like what's called what I guess you could say kaboom in a weird way, like a kaboom / what's called like manga, but this was beautiful right here.
Yeah, no, this is one where it's like
sick, man. Looks like
I remember man. The first time I saw this, I was scrolling through the set registry. Like the Beckham has a PSA set registry, and I was just like going through everybody's cards, like the top guys, and I at some point I put a bunch of my cards up there too, but I remember coming across this one and I just was like, wow, again, so like, shiny, not, I don't say odd, but like has that, like, that kaboomy,
definitely different,
that cartoony kind of look.
That's sick.
Like, is this like, superhero Beckham? He looks all like he's jacked, so, I was just like, wow, that's awesome. Like somebody had like a PSA 10 of it. And I think it's one of those stickers where it's like, who cares about the grade so much,
to have it in this,
especially just the way it looks. And I mean, so this is a fun one. Like, I mean, one says it's like an in-hander.
Wow.
You can just, you just like whatever type of finish this is.
That's crazy. I've never seen this one either.
I'm about to FOMO this one tonight. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah. So this one is so you see how it says AA? So there's like there's like
the card number.
Well, it's like a two part. So there's like a leg portion of the sticker. I forget if it's AB or if it's BB, but not that it really matters. But yeah, so you can get like the legs of that one. And I mean that one's like That one, as far as like rarity and like pop report, I looked at that one. I mean, that one's like one of those like a pop 3 or pop 4. I mean, like
Wow.
it
Yeah, that
just
one's
doesn't
sick,
seem like. I mean, that was one of those where just pecking around on eBay, and somebody had it for sale, and it's just like rocking, like very like I haven't come across it very often.
Yeah.
I mean, I only came across it once that I like, and that's when I bought mine. So
And like that's a what's it called, like 98?
yeah, I think it's like a 90.
98, right?
Let's see, what is that?
It's like that weird unlicensed set, right? Because Panini didn't have the Premier League, obviously, but I don't know if it was just a Premier League set.
Yeah, I think it's like the same set. I think there's a headshot, but it's also the set that this thing comes from.
Oh, wow.
So this one is like, I don't know if you can tell in the scan, but it's almost like a 3, like the card is like his image is raised.
Oh,
boss,
like his
nice.
face is raised on the card a little bit. Like it's like a 3D. They call it is it a glyptic sticker or something?
That one's nice, man.
I've never seen that one either.
Yeah, it's probably not grabbing it.
Start posting more stuff, bro. Because you ain't showing a lot of good stuff. You ain't. No, that one to me, I gotta say right now, out of all the ones I've seen, that one just has a comic book thing to it. I love it. That one's sick, man. Sick.
So I think the next one is maybe time. Do you guys have that? What I sent you guys
Yes.
Oh, the package?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will go grab it.
We haven't opened it. Is it time to open it?
I think it's time to open.
I'm gonna wait for Champ, but I have it right here.
The one there's 2 things in there. There's one that has Beckham. That's the one to open now.
I always respect your packing, Mo. One of the best in the business.
Thank you.
I gotta take notes.
So I gotta say, so this one is I was jealous. Okay, I was a little jealous of your your videos with Dan and Noah, that you guys, you got a bunch of Henri cards, all 3 of you, and you got a bunch of Zizou cards, and I didn't want to be left out of the we all got the same card club, right? So I figured, hey, let's all
right.
Let's just a little something. I mean, nothing that's gonna light the world on fire, but something kind of unique.
Oh my God, this is beautiful. Do you have it, Champ?
Oh yeah. Oh man.
So
those dreamy eyes looking into mine.
So this is
man, thank you, man.
Oh, you're welcome, guys.
Thank you, bro. This
nice, is so cool, Mo.
Oh,
so this is a counterpunch to Noah's video. I think he has the Zidane, right?
Those eyes.
I can't let Noah have all the fun here, right? I mean, Beckham has the most Adidas cards. I gotta put him in his place a little bit, right? Show him that Beckham's the boss, right? Maybe not on the field. I get the greatness argument is going to be Zizou. I understand this, but when it comes to endorsements, I think
off the field, Beckham winning. Yeah,
the endorsement game. I'm willing to fight that fight. So okay, so this is the 2002 World. I think it's like the World Stars. One of those. I think it was like a Southeast Asian set. I think it's Thailand. So there's a lot of different cards, but this was like the case hit were these 5. So I just obviously came across this. So this is all 5. So I have all 5. So again, it's like Adidas, just and kind of all of its glory at the time, getting all the superstars, of course we all love the commercials. Even the current day, I was so excited that recent, like the main World Cup, video they did with, what is it, Timothy Chalamet, and
I love that
all that stuff.
Bad Bunny, bro. Bad Bunny, bro. That was the greatest ever.
Yeah, it was so enjoyable. I'm just, I think we all probably circulated it real fast. So, yeah, so the case card, this is like the I think out of the set, the hardest one to find. Yeah, I mean, just a great image. It's like, yeah, like Noah's mentioned, it's like that the action shot with the headshot combo. There's so
Yes.
many good cards from that era that have like, you know, the headshot and the action shot are like, you could like go down a whole route of like your 5 favorite, you know, action shot headshot cards. They just really, you know, there's like Calcio. I mean, there's like a long, like Premier Gold has a couple that are real nice for Beckham. But yeah, so there you go, guys. You know, just
Thank
a
you.
little,
Thank you,
little
man.
something, and there it is.
Time to go into the Beckham rabbit hole like I did the Skulls rabbit hole. This is not going to be good for Beckham's prices. Nah, thank you, man. Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Man.
And
Oh,
then
man,
is that
this last one? I told you early on this was my favorite by far. I don't think I've ever seen this one until I saw it, and it's perfect. It literally is perfect. So here we go. Bam.
all right?
My God.
So there it is.
Look at that. That is just beauty right there.
So I think, you know, I refer to it as, you know, Samurai Beckham. You know, so this is the finale of the cards. I mean, so I feel like for me, collecting Beckham, you know, of course you got like the big hits, you know, the big sets, but you know, there's also just sort of like not everything has to be like, you know, some super duper expensive card. There's like a lot of like enjoyment and fun of just just like the one-offs, the oddities, and you know, I think like the Samurai card just really sums that up for me. I mean, this is just like, I don't know, I saw this thing like on Card Hobby and I was just like, oh my goodness, I gotta buy this thing, right? You know, and
Oh, sick, dude.
like,
So
you know, one of those times
beautiful,
where
man.
like my max bid is probably like 20 times like what it actually sells for, you know, like the $5 card, you know, is like, you know, you're like $100. You're like, is some other maniac is this actually worth, like, you know, one of those things where you're just like, you know, and it sells for like $6 or whatever, and you're like, this is like the best $6 I've ever spent, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like some type of like I don't know, it's like a Chinese, I think, writing on it.
Wait, he's got Posh. He's got Posh in it.
You got Posh on the back.
Man.
That is hysterical.
Got the wife in the back. That is classic, man.
I just think it's I mean, it's like, you know, you got to have, I try to have as much fun with you know, the collection as possible, and not get, you know, stressed out about big auctions and winning at all costs at all the time, you know, which can kind of like, you know, sometimes takes over a little bit, like in the moment, you know, probably that Sunday night you know, auction fever, you know, where you're just like clicking, you're like, do I want to click once more? And we all probably do it, and you're like, yeah, that didn't feel too great. But you know, so there's cards like this where, you know, just as much enjoyment, you know, than any of the, you know, the big cards. And you know, at the same time, it's like, I don't know what this is. You know, I did a little. You do a little research. Was he in a commercial where he was, you know, whacking away? Like, was he supposed to be a samurai? But
was he
it's
in
like,
a Jackie Chan movie? What's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I haven't like, I did a little bit of whatever trying it, but then I was just like, you know what? Who cares?
Right.
It doesn't, like, that's not the point of like, you know, I just was like, it's a cool looking card, and you know, Samurai Beckham, right? And I think it's him. I don't know if it's
I think it
like
is.
a Photoshop.
No,
doesn't look like it.
Looks like
But-
it. Yeah.
So there you go, guys. That's how we're gonna
this year.
you know, finish up.
That's pure collecting right there. I love it.
Yeah, no, that's a sick item, man. I just think that's a dope image of them. It's like what you said. It's a fun one. It's not all about it is all about the on-card autos, right? But these are ones that you take. Like, I remember buying a Romanian bubblegum wrapper of like Pibe. Cost me, I don't know, like $7. Like, the shipping was more than the actual freaking like wrapper.
Sure.
But it was like one of those items where I had never seen it. I love the image. I needed it. It was like, I want this in the PC. And if I'm like a Beckham dude, I see this, yeah, I'm jumping at this without even no hesitation. This to me was just a beautiful, beautiful image, man. And I didn't even know about the wife in the background in the back of the card. That's actually pretty cool too.
Yeah,
no,
no,
man,
that just like seals the deal. I mean, you know, we all, you know,
yeah.
it's like Posh Spice and his whole thing is pretty, you know, it's pretty, I mean, everybody knows, right? So,
he's the one, man. And actually, man, I want to ask you, do you think that his fame or his lifestyle or I don't know whatever you want to say, or the way that everybody was just kind of like locked in on him, do you think that maybe put a little cloud on what he did on the field? I mean, winning a treble, I watched that 99 documentary and I looked at him completely different right now. And I'm gonna be honest, I fell victim to the good looks, the British guy. And watching that treble documentary, bro, like he was a part of that. That's only happened a couple times like that. That was big. And he was a key part in that journey. That like he wasn't just a pretty face sitting on the bench. This dude was a key component of what those teams did. Do you think that his fame, like I said, maybe put a cloud on his skills, or do you think that people that know that he was a baller?
yeah, I mean, I think both, right? I mean, you know, for sure, I understand like the I don't know if you call it the argument, but like, you know, the fame is like so big, right? And he's like so well known because he is in all the commercials and, you know, the face of the MLS. Yeah, he's at McDonald's, you know, and all that stuff. So I totally understand where people would, you know, kind of like come from on that stuff. It's like I get it, you know, like it's like he's more well known than like, you know, all these players with maybe like whatever you want to call it, like greatness or whatever, the soccer card argument of greatness, right? But yeah, then it's like when you start doing kind of like you know, it's like the real, like when you start talking to like the UK guys or the Manchester United fans, like there's like a real appreciation of you know, an understanding of like how he fit into those teams.
Yeah.
You know, and what he brought to the table, you know, kind of like what he was, you know, just actual, like, you know, like, you know, like, you know, like sort of like style and all that stuff. Like, I mean, just, he was like a real, you know, like you do hear like how sometimes when it's, you know, what his like teammates thought of him, right? You know, and yeah, so it's definitely one of those where you're like, oh, okay, I get it. You know, like, I mean, I kind of feel like being a, like, and it's all kind of evolved, and like I'm at a different place than I was like 3 or 4 years ago or whatever on it, where it's like there's you know, different arguments on you know, just sort of like you know, you know, like the greatness sort of you know, argument of things. And like I think, you know, Matt's article, you know, a few weeks ago, one of his Substacks on it, on like who you collect and stats and all this stuff, you know, it's like you just start to, you know, just you know, kind of like who pulls at your heartstrings. I mean, for me, that's like obviously it's Beckham. You know, it's like it's been Beckham. It's always been Beckham, and then it's like, you know, it gets into like, of course, it goes into some Scholesy and, you know, some other guys. But you know, at the same time, it's like you kind of hear how he fit into those like you know, the Real Madrid, the Galácticos teams. You know, I mean, it's like he's not. I don't think he ever has been, right? He's, you know, he's like one of those sort of like, you know, complementary pieces of the puzzle.
Yes.
Right. I mean, you know, he's not a, you know, it's like he never had like super high goal scoring seasons, you know, stuff like that. But like that was never like the deal with him, right? You know, like he wasn't. It was like, I mean, of course he has like the set pieces and some awesome goals, but you know, he's feeding the monsters, you know, that are, you know, like you know, that like that's what he was doing, you know, like kind of like his biggest strengths are, you know, like, I mean, just like his passing ability, his vision, all that stuff. So yeah, so I guess to answer your question, it's like, yeah, I mean, as far as the fame versus skills or whatever you want to call it, totally get it. But yeah, I think it's like the more you kind of deep dive and look at it, you know, he was
legit great.
Yeah, like it's like those UK guys. I mean, they love him. I don't know. I don't think they love him because he's just famous. You know, it's like they're like, you know, when they watched every, you know, they saw all the seasons, right? And they're like, yeah, he was a big piece of it, you know. So yeah, it's been kind of fun for me, at least, just sort of like having access to that stuff. You know, it's like just sort of seeing more of the like the playing catalog, like that, like games, right? Being able to watch the games, you're like,
get to watch them in full now, man.
Yeah,
that changes everything for me. Like now, I mean, obviously, I don't got the time that I want, but I remember just like a year or two ago, I went through a phase of like 6 months. I was falling asleep watching entire games every night, just sitting there, because you know you can watch a highlight. Everybody looks like R9 on like a highlight. Even if you look at me when I was like 10, I probably look like R9 or Messi, right? But like to really see a whole game, see how they talk to the refs, how they talk to their teammates when they're walking off, when they're about to do the cross, the set pieces, all those little things. That's where you really see who's great. Like, and yeah, he was somebody that when you watch, like I said, I've been watching Bendit like Beckham documentaries, Beckham on Netflix, and man, the dude is just as crazy. I think he was naturally magnetic as far as,
right. It's a good way of putting it.
He just attracted, like attention, right? And then the fact that adds a whole nother layer of pressure. And as a sportsman, I mean, imagine that. Not only do you have to work on training and doing all that, you got to go out there and then face the cameras. Your wife is famous. The British media, I'm sure, killed him every chance that they could, and he still performed. And I think that's where it to me, it makes him a GOAT. It's kind of like it could have easily gone the other way with fame with him. It could have easily gone through the side of addiction, whether it's women, drugs, whatever, right? He could have gone those routes. And this dude, everywhere he went, he won. He, like what we spoke about, his teammates. He represented England. I mean, he's a good-looking bloke, as we say. Like he represented the class, the clothes. Obviously going through family issues right now, but don't we all, right? But I think he's just been the guy, man. It's hard to swing a bat under that much pressure with the stakes that high, and he continuously did it. And like I said, winning the treble, I'm sure that has to be like his number one accomplishment. I mean, you can't beat that. Like every soccer player, everyone that is into this, that's the dream, isn't it? Right? Isn't that the dream of winning a treble? Like winning the freaking league, winning the fucking what's called like in-game, you know what I mean, like in-season tournament, and then winning the freaking Champions League. That I think is the trio. The other one would be winning the like World Cup on top of the treble. That would be the quad. I don't know if anyone's ever done that in 1 year, but pretty intense, man. Pretty intense, bro. You really broke down a lot that I didn't know about Beckham. That's why I was so hyped to do this episode. It's almost like I got a cheat sheet to now I know what to like FOMO and what to like search for all the time now. Bro,
I'm sure we'll all see. Yeah. No, it's been fun talking to you guys. You know, I mean, we chat so much on IG and all that stuff, and then being able to show off some of my greatest hits is a real pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, Mo. And I think like honestly one of the most knowledgeable collectors in the space, and everybody follow his Instagram, shares so much great information, and that's what you did today, so we really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, and we will be back at it soon. We'll be at SoCo. Mo will be at SoCo. Hopefully he's one of the ones that gets arrested with us on the all-night Friday bender. We still got a couple of slots left for that one, for those of you that want to join. But not seriously, Mo, looking forward to seeing you in person, talking cards with you, and thank you for today, man. It's been awesome, brother. It's been awesome.
Thanks,
man.
Guys.
So, yep, we'll be back at it. Man.